Hello, everyone. Oh, what the fuck are you all doing? Let's see. This looks interesting.
Let me know in the comments section. Whose side are you on? Is it okay for him to do what he's doing? Does he get the pass? Has he stepped over a line? Or is it okay? But remember, when you do put people down, there's going to be some out there that's just like the Blue Lobster. Mine sponsored athlete. His name is Mark Plummer, whatever. And he goes on a racist rant. Let me read this out to you. Gorilla Mind sponsored influencer goes on a racist rant, also calling out fat people in the gym trying to better themselves while he needs to do copious amounts of tren, self-admitted, to feel good about his gym progress. Seeing is believing, hearing is believing. Now, this isn't AI, it's not auto-generated. And so, let's get right into it.
You saw my last video, TikTok's getting banned, so I'm just saying whatever comes to my mind because I'm gonna go over the people that I hate the most in the gym today.
Who exactly does he hate most in the gym? Well, let's find out.
Number one, any minority.
Interesting way to start the video. Any minority at all. So, any minority, he doesn't like you. All right, well, let's find out why.
But if I'm doing shoulder flies and I have to stop because you're walking where I'd be doing it.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I don't like when people walk in front of me, but what does that have to do with somebody being a minority? Black, white, Asian, tanned, not tanned? How does that matter?
It doesn't matter!
Like, wait the f up.
Can you react to this? Roast this bitch, please.
No, we are not infantilizing young women.
I guess I can. Thanks for the donation, dude. Did you see Musk did the Nazi salute? I did not see that, but that sounds like something he would do.
By bringing attention to age gaps and the rampant abuse, especially of these young women. We are not infantilizing them. The only people infantilizing these young women are the men that date them who are old enough to be their grandfathers. Okay, that's who's infantilizing them. Because when there's such a big age, life, experience, power gap, that infantilizes a person. Okay? Because nobody has a problem with 18-year-old women dating 18-year-old men. Nobody has a problem with a 20-year-old dating another 20-year-old. Nobody has a problem if you're 27 and you're dating a 30-year-old, say. That's a reasonable age gap, right? Because one of you wasn't like in fucking kindergarten while the other one was like 48 years old.
Hello VG. I hope that you are feeling great tonight. To start things off, sing this song please to welcome America's and eventually Canada's first dictator slash Führer slash King Donald John Trump. Hail to him.
Well, thanks for the donation, Ben. Oh my god. Watch your tongue or have it cut from your head. Save your life by keeping whispers unsaid. Children roam the streets now, orphans of war. Bodies hanging in the streets to adore. Royal flames will carve a path in chaos, bringing daylight to the night. Death is riding into town with armor. They come to take all your rights. Hail to the king. Hail to the one. Kneel to the crown. Stand in the sun. Hail to the king. Hail, hail, hail. The king. Blood is spilled while holding keys to the throne. Born again, but it's too late to atone. No mercy from the edge of the blade. Dare escape and learn the price to be paid. Let the water flow with shades of red now. Arrows black out all the night. Death is riding into town with armor. They come to grant you your rights. Hail to the king. Hail to the one. Kneel to the crown. Stand in the sun. Hail to the king. Hail, hail, hail. The king. There's a taste of fear when the henchmen call. Iron fist to tame them. Iron fist to claim it all. Hail to the king. Hail to the one. Kneel to the crown. Stand in the sun. Hail to the king. Hail to the one. Kneel to the crown. Stand in the sun. Hail to the king. Alright, we're done with that now. Thanks again, Ben.
Because if somebody was like an infant when you were getting your first divorce, and now 18 years later you're dating them, that is infantilizing somebody. That is fucked up. The other thing that really pisses me off is we've already taken
18-year-olds can give enthusiastic, informed consent. Like, I don't care. This is stupid.
Best villain song ever, perfectly fitting for a Nazi madman like Trump.
Yeah, I guess. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
taken this logic to its furthest and most extreme conclusion, and this is where it's gotten us. We have never actually, in fact, infantilized young women before in the history of humankind. Okay, women used to be married off at 6, 7, 8 years old. Not even that far removed from their infancy to men who were in their 20s, 30s.
That was not a normal thing. So, aristocrats or royals would have arranged marriages where they'd marry off young girls very young so that they could make, like, land claims or make political moves or something. But that didn't happen with, like, peasants or normal common folk. That was seen as, like, kind of a strange, weird thing to do.
30s, 40s, 50s, God forbid, even older. That's what we've done for women in the past, okay? We have actually, like, the opposite of infantilized them, and we've actually done everything we can as a society to do the reverse of that, to make it like women need to grow up and mature and be a fully grown and capable adult human being by the time that they're 12 years old. Meanwhile, men get a pass well into their 30s and 40s for being boys will be boys. That's what we've done in the past. We have never, ever in the
What was his name? King Edward the somethingeth? I think it was King Edward... Was it the 7th? No. I'm way off. King Edward, arrow to the face. King Henry. Okay, I'm fucking retarded. King Henry V. King Henry V was literally, I think, 16? I think he was 16 years old when he might have even been younger. He might have been 14. Let me see if I can, Yeah, Henry was only 16 years old and a prince when he marched with his father's forces to Shrewsbury in western England to fight against the rebel army led by Henry Harry Hotspur. With English longbowmen on both sides of the battle, arrows caused many of the dead and wounded, including Henry Percy, who was killed when he lifted his visor and got immediately struck by an arrow to the face. According to one chronicler's report, Prince Henry was also hurt in the face by an arrow. Chronicler was very much downplaying the situation. Fortunately, a much more detailed account survives in the Philomone, a medical tract written by John Bradmore. The account was originally in Latin, and a Middle English translation of it still survives. So, King Henry was 16 years old when he was fighting in a fucking war, you know, getting shot at by fucking arrows. One of these arrows literally shot him in the fucking face. It actually penetrated deep enough to, reach his brain. And he was still fighting, I think, for 3 hours after he was shot in the face with a fucking arrow. And then after the fucking battle, there was this huge issue because he was the coming king. So they literally had to develop a new medical tool, this thing, to take the arrow out, and he pretty much miraculously survived. And then this fucking chick, yeah, this is like basically a mock-up of the arrow. It literally almost severed his spine. That's how deep the arrowhead went into his fucking face. So this chick is trying to say, oh, men could just be like little children their entire lives and not really have to do anything. Fucking King Henry was in battle at 16 years old, got shot in the face with a fucking arrow that almost severed his fucking spine, and he kept fighting for 3 hours after he got shot in the face with an arrow, and then nearly died of fucking infection. Like, what are you talking about? Does this woman not realize teenagers were forced to fight in wars?
The past come out and said, hey, isn't it weird that this like old fucking nasty guy named Hugh Hefner has a mansion where he literally lives with a bunch of like 18-year-old young women and they age out around like 25 and he kicks them out? We've never once stopped to think about that. We've never once considered those women infantilized. We never once considered that these women maybe like being...
They're legal adults. If they want to fuck a 80-year-old man, that's their choice.
Forced to grow up way too fast. We never once...
Like, by the way, ask yourself, why are 18-year-old girls having sex with an 80-year-old man? You don't think that they're thinking, oh, I want the easy way out. I don't want to have to go to school. I don't want a job. I just want a fucking 80-year-old man who will give me, millions of dollars. That's not their thought process. Booty Cum, Donny Tillers, can we watch?
So good news, 3 Israeli hostages.
Yeah, sure. Can watch that. Thanks for the donation, Booty Cum. Oh, donate $2. Thoughts about this?
So it's time to make a video directly about the...
I couldn't give 2 fucking shits, dude. So, for one thing, this guy's a lying retard. And 2, he has no evidence whatsoever. Shared porn to multiple people without consent. Okay, where's the evidence? I don't care. Bana Panada is a Jew-hating anti-Semite Nazi, and he lies constantly about fucking everything. So, couldn't care less what he has to say.
Considered like what kind of lies is this dude telling these women that they're all like flocking to this, like people didn't realize this was actually a pyramid scheme. Like young girls were being recruited. Okay, nobody infantilized the teenagers that were getting lured over to Epstein Island. Nobody stood up for them and said, wow, maybe they were too young to make that decision on their own. The police were just like, oh, they were 14.
What is she talking about? They committed statutory rape. Now, what happened with, like, the grand jury originally was fucked up, and there's clearly some, like, cover-up going on. I have no idea why the prosecutor wouldn't have pursued charges. But everyone recognizes that the guy committed statutory rape.
Prostitute, yeah, that's fine. That's a real thing.
What's is it with all these women complaining about younger women dating older men?
There's probably a few things going on. One, they literally are trying to create this idea that women are always children no matter what, and they're not responsible for their own choices, so it gives them an out whenever they do something stupid. And two, they might be upset that rich dudes aren't dating them because they're too old. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. So if we're going to have the standard that an 18-year-old can't give consent to sex with an older person, are we also going to have a standard that an 18-year-old can't consent to join the military and risk getting shot or blown up? So if women aren't mature enough to, consent to sex with an 80-year-old man, by the time they're 18... I guess, men aren't mature enough to consent to going to war by the time they're at that age? Tool donated $3, bro.
Say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
What in the fuck was he thinking?
It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
Sounds like he's been working in a shipyard.
It's a classic, good burger. I should give you a glance.
A little bit drunk. I woke up this morning and you could smell the alcohol on me from last night. And when I went in to get some more from the liquor store, they basically refused to sell to me because I smelled like alcohol from the night before. She told me, well, I'm not going to serve you because you smell like alcohol. And it's like, I hadn't had anything to drink yet, that's why I was getting more. And I smelled like it from the night before.
Dude, King Cobra JFS is so fucked. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Elon Musk was thinking. We know he's actually a Nazi, but that is kind of weird that he'd do that publicly. I guess, I don't know, it just comes naturally to him, the Heil 5, or...
Thing that happens. Nobody even thought to be you probably wouldn't choose that at 14 years old. You probably come to find out these kids, these children, these young girls were getting blackmailed. They were getting blackmailed and told to recruit other girls. Otherwise, they would release compromising information on them. And nobody ever thought to infantilize those girls and be always placed as boys and men. All right, raise his own children like that men. We serve them better.
Okay, don't care.
Or go back to your country.
What if this, in fact, is your country? Mark Plummer, he's from Ontario. He's from Canada. He's Canadian.
My dermatologist blames the sudden appearances of dark moles on scalp and dick on my plant-based diets. He says the heavy metals arsenic from pea protein cause it. How can I argue against him? Can you give me some links, bro? Appreciate it, bro.
That just sounds fucking retarded. Why are you arguing with someone who's a fucking retard? By the way, why the fuck do you think I would go out of my way to spend, any amount of fucking time looking up research on what causes fucking dark moles so you can go to your fucking dermatologist and say, see, the plant-based diet doesn't cause dark... I don't fucking care. Just go to a different dermatologist. The person's clearly a fucking idiot. Thanks for the donation, Klecker.
You're hella rude, 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 you.
Yeah, I kind of am. Thanks for the donation, Tom.
But I'm not proud to say this is a fellow Canadian.
Number 2 is fat people with a personal trainer. Like, man, you showing up to the gym, you actually walking into the gym is probably more exercise than you've ever done.
Just because you're fat, it doesn't mean you've never gone for a walk. Just showing up to the gym, just taking the steps into the gym is more exercise than done in their entire lives? Really? That's what you're saying? We're gonna need to have Joey Swole come and take care of you.
You need to do better.
Indians especially, because like
What's ironic is Mark Plummer takes a fuck ton of steroids, dude. Like a lot. He is probably not going to live much past 40. Like these fat people that he's making fun of, they're almost guaranteed to live longer than he will. So who's like unfit, you know, in the grand scheme of things? If you can't even make it to 40 and these fat people are outliving you by like 30, 40 years, what does that say about you?
What the f*** is up with that smell?
Your boyfriend has been a bad boy.
Pixie Substack. I'll be suing Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II. Learn that the streamed Destiny had non-consensually shared pornographic content of me online. My dignity, peace of mind, blah, blah, blah. I have absolutely no sympathy whatsoever for these people. Like, it's 2025 now. I remember back when I was a kid, like, you know, mid-teens, there were those nude leak websites. What was the one big one? Like, even back then, everybody learned if you ever take photos of yourself or somebody takes photos of you, you know, on their phone, it's going on the internet. Like, whatever. You're the one who rolled the dice and, you know, you got tits online. Who fucking cares? Like, by the way, another cultural change that's happened too is, like, how many fucking people have OnlyFans? The ubiquity of amateur uploaded porn is just so fucking frequent now. You know, nude photos of somebody showing up online is not what it used to be. Like, yeah, when I was in my mid-teens, it was like, ooh, scandalous, oh my god, I can't believe you'd show your butthole. Like, now it's like, oh yeah, you showed your butthole online, whatever. Yeah, it's happened to everybody. Betrayal, someone previously trusted. I'm at least the third person he's done this to. Hope to be the last. I'll not be commenting on the experience of the other women he has hurt. Not my place. I will, however, share my story in the hopes of preventing this from occurring again. Like, didn't the same kind of thing happen to Destiny? Somebody took a video of him sucking some dude's dick, and then that ended up online. I'm pretty sure Destiny didn't want that posted. Like, I'm going to reserve judgment for the time being, because I don't know if Destiny actually deliberately uploaded this shit online. Like, it could very easily be the case that he did get consent to share it with some other person. So, like, he asked, hey, do you mind if I share this photo or video with X person because they want to see it and they might be interested in, like, a hookup or something? And they said, sure. Then, though that was the person who ended up leaking it, or somebody might have gotten a hold of his phone, or he might have uploaded it by accident. Like, who the fuck knows? So, yeah, sue him, see what happens. I've known Destiny for around 5-6 years now. I often find myself in heavy disagreement with him. Again, I have no sympathy for this person. I've known him for 5 or 6 years. I don't like him that much, but I let him take nude photos and videos of me on his phone. Despite this, I do my best to see the best sides of all people, trying my hardest to spread positivity and create understanding where I can. Right. Let Destiny take pictures of your butthole. Okay. It's corny, but I want to meet people where they are and focus on which ways we can build bridges together towards a better future for everyone. By letting Destiny take pictures of your butthole. I got it. Some people call this a fault of mine. Okay, I'm getting the sense that whoever this is, they're just flat out lying. This reeks of somebody who let him take photos of videos of whatever the fuck they were doing, acted like they didn't fucking care where he posted the content, or said it explicitly, then ended up regretting it because, like, the wrong people ended up seeing it or some shit, and now is retroactively trying to go back in the past and act like, oh, I was taken advantage of. Like, no sensible person writes something like this. Yeah, I let a guy that I've known for a while that I don't really like take nude photos of me. I know it's stupid, but, you know, I tried to see the best in him, and I try to spread positivity by letting random dudes that I don't really like or know very well take naked photos of me. When I was 19, over 5 years ago, I was extremely sexually inexperienced and sheltered, being severely terrified of leading someone on or sexual assault. I thought I could trust Destiny, who I had multiple long conversations with regarding consent and boundaries. So you can imagine my surprise when I discover he distributed pornographic content to me without my consent. Yes, you read that right. Steven sent pornographic content of me to a random 19-year-old e-girl Discord kitten whom he had never met before. And then she published it to the whole world. There we go. Yeah. So it wasn't even him. He sent... So yeah, I read that right. Because Destiny doesn't seem like the type of person who'd deliberately just upload porn of somebody to the internet, so he sent it to somebody else. The issue is, I have no idea if he, like, had some sort of consent with this person to send nudes. Which, she's... Like, unless she has, like, some sort of text message or something of Destiny explicitly stating, never share those with anybody, like, Destiny can just easily claim she told him in person that she could share them with some friends or something. Rest assured, despite never having met her, he at least spoke to her plenty of times on the phone. Of course, this is what he says happened. I think it is just as likely that he used her as a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability. She's destroying any realistic opportunity of a lawsuit. You never ever want to share the stupid shit publicly if you're actually interested in suing the person. Yeah. So this is going to go back to her lawyer, and her lawyer is going to facepalm if she ever even hires one, and Destiny might even be able to countersue for defamation. This is just so stupid. I do understand why Destiny would knowingly and willingly put me in a position where I would receive nonstop sexual abuse and harassment. Yeah, there we go. Goodbye, lawsuit. You get nothing. If we believe him, he was trying to impress a barely legal... oh my god. Okay, this person's out of their mind. Out of her fucking mind. Okay, I'm convinced Destiny did nothing wrong. This person's a manipulative liar. Just a complete con artist. Like, first tries to explain why there's nude photos on Destiny's cell phone when she admits she doesn't really like him very much. Oh, I try to spread positivity by letting people I don't like that much take nude photos of me. Oh, Destiny deliberately tried to hurt me and cause sexual abuse and harassment, and he even tried to take advantage of a barely legal teenager. Yeah, okay. Lying, manipulative moron here. The betrayal, coupled with the hundreds of messages I've received filled with sexual harassment and abuse, have left me feeling hopeless and devoid of almost all happiness. Cool, kill yourself. Jump off a bridge if it bothers you so much. Like, boo fuckity who. My god. Like, there are people whose, you know, houses burn down. There are people who, like, actually get raped and sexually assaulted. There's people who, like, have family members that end up getting killed. There are people on Twitter that sent me really mean messages. Give me a fucking break. Like, I don't care. If it bothers you so much, all you have to do is delete your Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and then problem solved. Like, wow. I just can't believe somebody is writing this expecting to get any fucking sympathy. The only thing that has kept me going is the hope that I can bring this man to justice and have him face legal consequences for his actions. For the past month, I've been speaking to lawyers about my situation, what to do. I've decided this is the best course of action. I'll be suing him for violating U.S. federal code and civil action relating to disclosure of intimate images. And for a publication of private facts in Florida, I'll be seeking emotional and punitive damages for his actions. Well, she already completely ruined any realistic possibility of a lawsuit being successful just simply by posting this. I've been told that a court case like this could potentially cost over tens of thousands of dollars. Oh yeah, here we go. Indiegogo. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Who would have figured? Who would have figured? Give me money, 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 money. Uh-huh. Like, by the way, this is actually a crime. You don't even have to sue somebody civilly for this. There's like, you know, revenge porn. Like, it's literally, you know, codified into law. She doesn't even have to have money for that. All she has to do is go to the police and see if they'll pursue criminal charges. But no, give me money, money. $25,000 should do for the lawsuit. Uh-huh. And then hopefully, you know, with this $25,000, I can make $300,000 from suing Destiny in punitive damages. Oh, what are the punitive damages? People sent me mean messages online that I didn't like. I deserve hundreds of thousands of dollars. Give me a fucking break, dude. I am terrified. I mean, this guy talks about potentially suing Hassan, and Hassan actually has the resources to defend himself. I cannot imagine what he might try to do to me in this process. Sometimes I wonder if he does this as an intimidation tactic. We're done. Dude, if she actually is talking to lawyers, they would have told her, do not post stupid shit like this online. There is no realistic prospect of her winning a lawsuit, especially now that she posted this stupid nonsense. I wonder if he is purposely trying to put fear into my heart when he casually talks about throwing money into a lawsuit with a multimillionaire who can fight back. Like, just kill me, dude. This is a manipulative liar who's just trying to get money from people. As if it's an indirect flaunt warning over his capability. Yeah, sure. I'm sure he says these things just to specifically intimidate you. Whoever the next Joe Rogan of the left is, it cannot be someone that crosses sexual boundaries, violate consent, puts women's well-being and safety at risk. Oh God, please. Blah, blah, blah. Destiny's an evil rapist. Blah, blah, blah. Give me money. I was I was almost a child when he had sex with me. I'm almost a victim of statutory rape. Evidence. Phone calls and apology. Ugh, there shouldn't be no I'm sorry. There's literally zero excuse. I'd had phone convos and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say it at this point, but I'm super sorry. There's literally no excuse. I won't say or confirm anything about them. If there's any particular action or thing I can do, just let me know. So, for one thing, if we were to put this in the context that she's established in this article, then it would make sense that he is apologizing for sharing pornography he made with this chick. But this is literally only one text message. This could be anything. He could have maybe shared some embarrassing detail about her. They might be talking about something completely fucking different. And there's not even any context here. Like, why are there no other text messages that are shown in this little thing? It's more complicated than that. I feel like there's no justice for what's being done. I feel like people for the rest of my life are going to try to send it to my family or workplace or wherever I go. So this probably is the porn. I feel extremely violated in how so many people saw me non-consensually. What? I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me non-consensually and in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are always going to use this as proof that I slept my way into whatever achievement I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would be better with me gone. Oh, what a drama queen. I think the number of people who know or even... Like, by the way, she's only making this worse by, like, talking about it. Especially in this way. I think the number of people who know or even keep with it enough to go away after you on this probably almost zero. I think people hate others involved. Me, Lauren, blah, blah, blah. Way, way more. Nick. So he did suck Nick's dick? What the fuck, dude? Does this guy have no standards? Way, way, way more, and it overshadows everything a lot more. As for any achievements or anything like that, the majority of the work and stuff you've done has been completely independent. She's just looking for fucking attention. This feels super lame, and I don't at all want to imply that somehow just giving you money helps anything go away or fixes anything for you, but if you have any bills or owe money on anything or have any financial stuff I can help with, I can at the very least chip in, help with all that, so at least one less thing you have to worry about. Okay, well, Destiny admitted that he made a mistake and he offered to help her financially. So this whole narrative of him maliciously releasing this content like, just for the sake of, like, getting pleasure from her being threatened by random jackasses online. She's clearly just a manipulative attention seeker, and I think Destiny sending her that message that, oh, if you want any help with paying bills, I can give you money. Oh, money! That's right! I can get money from the situation. Give me money. I'm gonna use lawyers and get hundreds of thousands of dollars because somebody sent me mean messages on Twitter. We'll see. Whatever. I mean, Destiny did do an oops, so... Thanks for the donation, Alu. Destiny White Knight $20. Why are you white knighting for Destiny? Revenge porn is illegal.
So...
Yeah, that wasn't revenge porn, dumbass. Revenge porn is something very fucking different than, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Just irresponsibly sharing porn of somebody. Revenge porn is when you deliberately release porn to harm somebody's reputation. It's an act of malice. What Destiny did was an act of negligence. Thanks for the donation, though, Destiny White Knight.
Here is Destiny's response from 20 minutes ago with more logs leaked.
Alright. I'll read that in a minute. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Imagine being a released Hamas hostage with little to no outside contact for more than a year, coming home and trying to adjust to life following the trauma only to find out there are people in the world who support Hamas and downplay your experiences.
I wouldn't care. They're Jewish, so I'm pretty sure they're used to it by now. But, who the fuck cares? You have no control over what people think or how they perceive anything. The only control you have is over your own body and mind. So, who cares what other dumbass racists think? And if any of them want to try to fuck with Israel, well, we know what happens. They get blown the fuck up. Thanks for the donation, ABC.
To be fair, Hassan is an anti-Semitic Nazi.
Yep, he is. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I went to the police due to revenge porn. Neither the Norwegian police nor the California police wanted to take the case because he is American and I'm Norwegian. I could do nothing.
Yeah. What do you expect? Again, the internet has existed for quite a while, and I think, like, anybody who is old enough to have sex is going to be aware of things like revenge porn or leaked nudes. So I don't have much sympathy for anybody who gets their nudes leaked. You're the one who decided to take nude images of yourself, knowing there's a risk they could get leaked and people that you don't want to see them will see them. So you're the one who rolled the dice, and yeah, it's fucked up that somebody can, you know, send revenge porn to people, but you're the one who took that risk. It's kind of like, you know, leaving your car door open out on the street with the keys in it. It's like, yeah, but I know somebody can steal the car, but now I won't actually have to waste time by opening the car door, and the keys will already be in the car, so I'll never forget my keys. It's like, okay, well, if your car gets stolen, Yeah, the guy who stole your car is a dick, but you're the one who left the door open with the keys still in. Thanks for the donation, Vegan Dragon.
Did Destiny really suck a dick? Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it was posted to Twitter. Thanks for the donation, Lero. Legal arc, beginning in mysterious ways, such wow. Sometimes in November, extremely sensitive personal material of mine was leaked. This affected not only me, but many people in my life. Want to be clear, the leak happened without my knowledge, consent, authorization. Never had intention for any of these images to be published. Haven't spoken out publicly regarding the situation for reasons. Actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on the matters against multiple parties. Speaking publicly about these materials brings more attention to them, which harms all the victims involved. And trying to move on from covering drama content as it has had an increasingly negative impact on those in my life. One person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to the matter and did not want to exacerbate the situation by talking about it publicly. Oh, I have no sympathy for these people. The fact is, everyone has a butthole. 50% of the population has a vagina. 50% of the population has a cock and balls. We all have nipples. We can see your butthole. I have one too. Like, I don't know why anyone cares. Like, whatever. Because there are now multiple parties involved in litigation, it is unlikely I'll be able to answer any questions until pending litigation is resolved. That said, though I am limited in what I can say, it's important for people to know my recent communications with and regarding Pixie, someone who I was friends with and collaborated with on many occasions since the leaks were first circulated. Pixie had stressed to me that keeping things out of the public eye was important to her. November 30th, December 2nd, December 3rd, I've always said I would do my best not to confirm or publicize anything, and I kept my word. On December 11th, I received a message from a mutual acquaintance named Lauren Hayden, known online as Lauren DeLugana, who has a legal background. Lauren has had a negative sentiment towards me after I rejected her romantic advances earlier in the year. I understand that she has organized a fundraiser to support Pixie's lawsuit against me, and assume that she has been counseling Pixie on how to proceed. Same day I received a message from Pixie where she suggested she would create a post about me that would go live after she committed suicide. This concerned me greatly. Well, if she kills herself, she can't sue you, so... Alright. Do me a favor. I genuinely believe that she was still in mental anguish following the leaks weeks earlier. She was probably told to say that so that when she does the lawsuit against Destiny, there's precedent already that, you know, this whole event made her suicidal. So I don't even believe that for a fucking minute. She was probably just told to say that. I responded in earnest, doing what I could to reassure her and letting her know that she had every right to pursue a legal course of action. At no stage did I try to convince her otherwise. This was a highly emotional, volatile time, and my main concern was her well-being. A few hours later, a message from mutual friend, Straighterade, who I knew to be particularly close with Pixie. We tried to figure out best way forward in terms of making things right. That conversation, we spoke about things I could do to alleviate Pixie's mental health, took Straighterade's suggestion and presented them to Pixie, explicitly offered to help her financially, having had it communicated to me that she was also under financial pressure while dealing with this matter. Pixie responded, stating that whatever price she would ask for would be too high and would only result in making her feel worse. Right. Let's see how much this lawsuit, you know, is for. It's a civil lawsuit, by the way. So she's seeking monetary compensation. Oh, I don't want to ask money from you because the price will be too high. Lawsuit, what's it going to be? Like $800,000 or more? This is an old school screenshot from our conversation. It appears she has since deleted only that message as it's no longer in our current conversation history. Later in a conversation, yeah, you want to bet why? Because that looks really fucking bad for a civil lawsuit. So she's just a lying manipulator. Later in a conversation with Straighter Age, she told me that Pixie seemed to want me to cover her entire tuition for law school. Others told me that Pixie thought it would be appropriate for me to pay her anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. At no point did Pixie make a specific or explicit request for financial compensation. I think sometime on December 13th, Pixie unfriended me on Discord. It became clear that no amount that I agreed to would be satisfactory by nature of the fact that I agreed to do it. Third parties communicated that the point of any financial compensation would be to punish me. Yeah, right. This is just nonsense. That language was incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. I had already shown a willingness to make things right as best I could. I had spent time talking to mutual friends of ours with the intent to help address concerns with her mental health and suicidal thoughts, sincerity of which I genuinely believed. I was objectively harmed by the situation and was actively seeking to find a solution that worked for everyone. Not sure where Pixie got this idea that she needed to financially punish me. He literally offered to give you money. It's just ridiculous. This text message, Pixie reiterates that she doesn't want criminal penalties for me, just big financial ones. There we go. Done. Toast. No lawsuit. So this is going to go nowhere, even if she finds a lawyer who's willing to take on this case. The only problem is, number 3, because even with removal of the video and getting the guy hacked charged, Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. So this is weird. The guy hacked charged. So did Destiny even send any... This sounds like his phone got hacked. Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake of his life, and I'm essentially asking him to self-punish himself in a way I don't think he will like or agree to without the law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It just has to be enough for that for the rest of his life. If he thinks the word nude, he associates it with the amount of money he lost. Obviously, I don't want to make him destitute, but it should be large enough that he does feel upset about it. Right. Nobody's going to take this chick seriously. Not sure about the specifics regarding money and or punishment. I believe in rehabilitation, but part of rehabilitation is penance. I just want to know if Steven agrees with this and is willing to figure out what this means to both of us in a manner that makes sense to both of us. I don't want to cause unnecessary harm. Yeah, sure. This chick is a fucking joke. Some of my personal messages have gone out to the world because of what happened, including multiple incredibly explicit videos of mine, many of which have been forwarded to family members and colleagues. Information has come out which has irrevocably damaged my personal relationships. So yeah, it sounds like his phone just got hacked or something. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't even sound like he just randomly sent nudes. Because, like, videos of him sucking dick ended up going on the internet, which I don't think he would have wanted out, so... The saga's been a nightmare for all parties involved. Her accusation that I likely used a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability is extremely hurtful. Flat out cannot believe that anyone would think I intentionally leaked this material. The public, I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding financial punishment, wanting to teach me a lesson along with constant references to the precariousness of someone's mental health. No longer felt productive to engage in these conversations, as is well documented at the start of this. I was completely willing to make things right with Pixie. At this point, I just want to tell people close to me that if Pixie wants to pursue legal action against me, always free to do so, but I don't feel comfortable talking to her or about her until at the very least my current legal actions have run their course. It has been brought to my attention that Pixie has now tried to re-add me as a friend, but I've ignored these requests. I've never told anyone what they can or cannot speak about, but I've always left that option open to them. Despite what some people have said, I've never threatened Pixie with litigation or NDA to anyone. My goal was to respect the wishes of people being affected by the leak. Pixie is now stated her intention to sue me and is fundraising for that. I do not believe I have violated any laws, and since Pixie has made clear that what she wants to do, I will have to let the evidence and legal filings speak for themselves. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this sounds like an extremely fucking manipulative, immature person who can't take any personal responsibility for anything, tries to act like the victim as much as she can, and is trying to weasel as much money out of some dude as she possibly can. That's my reading of things. I seriously fucking doubt she is actually going to end up suing Destiny. I think what's likely going to happen is she's going to fundraise. There's a possibility she won't even meet the fundraising goal, and she's just going to pocket the money and use it to pay for some of her bills or something, and then come out with some stupid post. Yeah, I talked with my lawyer, and they said there's no realistic possibility that I can get any money from him in a lawsuit, and the expenses for the lawsuit are going to total higher than, the winnings that I can get. So I guess I'm just going to have to deal with that, and I have all these bills with law school and this and that, and thank you for the support, everybody. Like all we can do is harm his reputation, and everybody knows that he's a horrible, manipulative person. Very high likelihood that that's how things are going to work out. Very high likelihood. This person is clearly insanely manipulative. Even if Destiny did do something stupid and he's partly to blame for this, just the way she made the post about all this crap, insanely, ridiculously manipulative. The fact that she'd talk about committing suicide to Destiny, why? What utility does that have? It's just fucking ridiculous. She's clearly just seeking attention, trying to get sympathy, manipulate the fuck out of people.
You're handsome. I like your eyes and rugged stubble.
Well, thanks for the compliment and the donation, Purple Galaxies. Appreciate it.
What people think is gonna happen if they see your nude online. Like, hey, I was jacking off to your nudes last night, and by the way, you're fired.
Dude. Of all people to, be embarrassed, for seeing your nudes, supposedly people sent nudes of her to her parents. Your parents have probably seen you naked more than anyone else. So why the fuck would you care if your parents see you naked? They've seen you naked more than anyone else on the fucking planet. So, yeah. Thanks for the donation, Saxby.
By your logic, women should not complain about being raped if they're wearing a short dress. That is the logic you're saying when you say that you have no sympathy for revenge porn victims. You have a immature fuck around and find out mentality.
Yeah, you're actually retarded. Thanks for the donation, dumbass.
You're skipping all the embedded links to the juicy funny logs that are cringe-inducing. Also, the Nick referred to earlier is likely Kyla's boyfriend, hubby. Kyla is also known as not so erudite and does Destiny's booking.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I don't really care. I know all the people Destiny associates with are remarkably immature. I don't even really know much about Destiny's maturity. Like, usually these people who have open relationships and have like gangbang parties and everything, they usually are very immature and act like children. It's just typical for that group of people. And yeah, like, clearly, at least the women that Destiny is hanging out with, they're remarkably immature. And they even argue to be, treated as children. Oh, I was barely legal. I was only 19. I could only serve in the military and get blown up by a fucking IED. So how could I make my own decisions? Like, they even want you to think they're children. Thanks for the donation, though, retard. Polite Schnack donated $3. Let me see.
This nor has he ever some stuff. Don't go there.
Yeah, I don't care. These aren't good. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Oh. Also, that pixie chick is dating Loner Box. Not kidding, they started dating like a month ago.
There you go. Okay. Wow. Yeah, Lonerbox is a fucking simp. The fact that he'd date a chick like that, he is a fucking simp, dude. Thanks for the donation, retard. Cyanide donate $2, bro. People missed this from Trump's inauguration. Didn't even notice until my friend sent me this. Is that the Elon Musk? No. Yeah, nice try, dude.
Not every Indian smells this smell. And not every bodybuilder smells like they just ate a bunch of eggs and have sulfur farts in your face.
I'm on trend and I could not shower that day and I'd still smell better.
Yeah, shocker. Newsflash. Tell me you're a guy on trend without telling me you're a guy on trend. And remember, this is the same guy that glorifies steroids. Follow me on my massive cycle where I'm going to break the world record and everything. Where I'm going to be the best bodybuilder of all time.
Greg Doucette has a video. As much as I hate that guy,
this is what this guy does. He's a horrible influence, a horrible role model, and is...
F donated $2. Let me see.
This nigga be drinking water. This nigga be drinking water. Jugga.
Thanks for the donation, F.
True colors are shining through in this video.
And black people, because man, like, what are you doing in the gym? You're black. You already have superior genetics.
Yeah, because every single black guy has amazing genetics. I've never in my life seen someone who's black who's even a little bit overweight. The last I checked, the most impressive black natural athlete of all time was Chris Bump.
Okay, this to me, it's pretty clear that because he knew his TikTok account was getting banned, he would just fuck around with, like, a really stupid video, and he doesn't actually believe any of this shit. I don't know why anybody would freak out and complain about this. Like, yeah, it's a stupid joke, but it doesn't sound at all like this guy is genuinely being serious. Like that he's actually racist and actually doesn't like, you know, fat people at the gym or hates Indians. This sounds like he's like, oh, TikTok's getting banned. I'll just make a really stupid joke. Street Vegan donated 666.
Hey, you should try our new prescription medication. Side effects include sneezing, wheezing, labored breathing, trouble speaking, sleeping, eating, hemorrhages, internal bleeding, feeling short of breath, nausea, dry mouth, cough and fever, blockages of the ureter, choking, bloating, tremors, seizures, coma, stroke, or death, mood swings, muscle aches, weight gain, fugue states, osteoporosis, sudden psychosis, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, masochism, vampirism, sudden necromanticism, phantom limbs, fanaticism, chronic deja vu, transient telepathy, changes in your destiny, ancient forms of leprosy, chronic deja vu, loss of hair, weight, smell, taste, balance, vision, hearing, strength, loss of memory, will to live, sense of self, fucks to give. Do not take this medication if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or a human person. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
All right, thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
Bumstead. Now, guys, I think I was joking when I said that C-Bomb was a black natural athlete.
And the answer is Chris is in fact a black natural.
When was the last time you went to the movies and what did you see? Do you get food at the movies?
Last time I went to the movies was to watch the last SpongeBob movie that came out, and it was fucking terrible. No, that was 2015. SpongeBob, yeah, I think Sponge Out of Water was good. Yeah, SpongeBob, yeah, that one was good. What was the other one? I feel like it was 2022 or something? 2021. Yeah, Sponge on the Run. This was the garbage horseshit one. That was the one with, like, Snoop Dogg randomly in it, right? Yeah, that was the last movie I saw. I really, really liked the first two SpongeBob movies. So I was excited for the third. It was god-awful. The entire time I was thinking of walking out of the theater, but I was thinking, it's gotta get better eventually. It's gotta get better eventually. And it never did, and I wasted my time. So I've never been to the movies since. And yeah, usually I get popcorn. Thanks for the donation, Speed Racer. Retard donate to... Oh, wait.
Call Turkey Tom and ask him what he thinks about the Destiny drama. He on top of it and was sawing out before Destiny responded. Said Destiny's career is cooked Lamau.
Is he even streaming right now?
I blow loud.
Yeah, he's not even streaming right now. I might message him about it, or if I see him live, I'll chat to him about it. I don't know. Like, reading that whole thing from that girl, it just reeked of stupid, manipulative nonsense. So I highly, highly fucking doubt anything is going to come of this, especially since she posted that stupid, ridiculous nonsense. There's a lot of fucking messages that seem to be, you know, back and forth between Destiny and that chick and other people and that chick where she just wants money. Like, it actually, the way it reads, it sounds like she doesn't even really care much about what happened, and then she just wants money. So I don't think anybody's really going to take that whole thing seriously, and I don't think she has a realistic prospect of winning a civil lawsuit. Thanks for the donation, though, retard. And it actually sounds like she might have lied about how her photos and videos even got leaked. It sounds like Destiny might have just been hacked or something, and he didn't just send people this shit. But I don't know. Thanks for that donation, though, retard. Street Vegan donated 666.
Smoking is bad, but you already know.
There's an easy way to... Yeah, I don't care. Thanks for the donation, dude. Not funny.
And so if sebum is actually Caucasian, what does that say about whether or not you're black, if you're white, the kind of genetics you have, and so on? The goat, sebum, he appears to be white, but after all, he does in fact win because he does in fact get a proper tan.
You already have superior genetics. You, like, doing anything will build more muscle than me.
Obviously, he's joking about the black guys that they don't have to go to the gym. If you're black and you don't go to the gym, you're not going to get any muscle. Imagine you're a guy that goes to this gym and you see Mark Plummer every time you go to the gym. You're a black guy, probably not going to mind him so much. After all, he kind of gave you a compliment. But what if you're of a different minority? Perhaps you're Indian, you're Native American. Are you gonna wanna see this guy at the gym? You now know what he's thinking of you. Every time you go to the gym, that is what you're gonna think. Or what if you're somebody who's morbidly obese? The next time you go to the gym and you see him, all you're gonna feel is rage. Just because if you're a minority. For example, lobsters, usually they're red.
Street Vegan donated $6.66.
Warner Brothers is producing a new movie in which Superman is black. And a black Superman actually makes a lot of sense when you remember that Superman was abandoned by his parents as a baby. Well, I knew you'd like that one, so here's another one. Warner Brothers is producing a new movie in which Superman is black. In this version, black Superman's kryptonite is an honest day's work. Whoa! And before I go, I just thought of another bunch of Superman story for that black Superman story. Black man will be referred to as the Man of Steel, spelled S-T-E-A-L.
That's a good one. That last one was good. Thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
Sometimes they're blue. The odds are 1 in 2 million. They are very rare. And so this family of lobsters who are minorities, how would they feel to be singled out and made fun of? Guys, I have a secret to tell you. All these lobsters were the same exact size when I got them. The baby lobster didn't take any supplements. Medium-sized lobster, he got on Turk Max. But this guy, he maxed out on Turk Max and GO2 Max, and look what it did to him. How dare you offend the blue lobster? What did he do to you?
You need to do better.
Is it really now cool in 2025 to openly make fun of minorities? To say things that are deliberately offensive just to piss them off? Or did he just take so much trend that he thought, you know what? TikTok is being banned, it's being taken down in the United States. While he lives in Ontario, which is Canada, it's not being taken down. And so I'm gonna just unload. I'm not talking about unloading onto her stomach. What did he say? It seems like with Gorilla Mind, it's one bad thing after another. I'm sure you're all by now aware that Turk Max was tested, that it had 140% of label claim.
No.
Gorilla Mind and others, they were far below label claim. I'm talking about less than 1%. Gorilla Mind in particular, 0.36 milligrams stand. Many of you are thinking you're putting stand in a jewel right now. You're traveling the world trying to get this stuff for you.
Street Vegan donated $6.66. All right, well, now I know how a sewing machine works. Thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
For you. T-Plug, I got you covered. And so you can follow Coach Greg, you can click the link in the description, you can follow me on Instagram, or if you want, you can follow a guy like Mark Plummer, a man who seems to be racist, doesn't seem to like minorities, wants to make fun of them, or perhaps he just thinks, hey, it's just a joke. It's just me trying to be funny. I'm just telling you what I think. Is this the kind of message that we should be promoting on social media? Making fun of minorities, discouraging them from going to the gym, making them feel unsafe, unwanted, and so on? I mean, perhaps it's a good thing that TikTok is getting banned. If this is this kind of things that they're promoting, I mean, TikTok University, it doesn't make any sense. Coach Greg was banned from TikTok, and why? Well, I supported the fact that a guy should be able to hit on someone at the gas station, give them a compliment, ask for their phone number, ask them out on a date. But no, you're a bad human being. This is what happens when roids rot your brain and you think racism is funny. I think this is peak entertainment. Let them expose themselves for who they really are. He's got videos about doing roids worked out right beside him many times, just a pimple mess of a man. Imagine being so stupid that you believe since TikTok is going away, so are consequences. And so I get it. He's trying to be funny, he's trying to be a comedian, he's trying to catch people off guard. And so let me know in the comments section. Whose side are you on? Is it okay for him to do what he's doing? Does he get the pass? Has he stepped over a line? Or is it okay?
If someone isn't genuinely trying to, like, a lot of people kind of give an excuse for, comedians or people who are making a joke that they can say whatever they want because it's just a joke. There's a level of honesty and truth in a lot of jokes. So, you can make a joke about black people or make a joke about trans people, like whatever minority you want. And it may implicitly be, stated in the joke that it is true. Now, it might also be a meta joke where the joke is acknowledging that it's not true, and it's more of a meta joke about, like, racism just being stupid. So kind of like the Superman thing we just saw. I don't think the person who made that Superman joke was actually suggesting, like, oh yeah, black people don't have, like, parents and they steal things. Like, the joke is more like, racism is so stupid and horrible and, So it kind of depends on what he meant by the joke. I wouldn't really take this seriously. It seems to me that he was just trying to be funny and it missed the mark and, people are freaking out about it.
Hostages were returned home alive yesterday, but bad news, Hamas took to the street almost immediately and started chanting slogans calling for violence against Jews. Here's a clip of that. So what they're saying can roughly be translated to Haibar, Haibar, O Jews, the army of Muhammad will return.
I'm noticing these are mostly pretty young kids in this group. They're probably trying to recruit more Hamas militants, and they're going to get, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids to, fight for them. Jerry, you don't need $2. What's a good excuse to people who accuse you of being antisocial just because you aren't interested in socializing with them? Who cares? I don't know why you'd give a shit what they think. You don't have to justify your actions to anybody. If you don't want to be around them, you don't have to be around them. Who cares what they think? Thanks for the donation, Jerry.
And according to the Anti-Defamation League, they say this chant can be perceived as a threat of armed violence or forcible expulsion against Jews today. Super. That's where we are on day one of the ceasefire. So, yes, definitely some good news yesterday, but forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical that any real end to this conflict.
Yeah, bro. All these people who are saying, oh, think of all the innocent children. Well, there's the fucking children you're talking about chanting death to all Jews. Street Vegan donated $6.66.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
My name is Jeff.
Thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
Conflict is in sight. It just feels, to me at least, like the core issues are yet to be resolved. So this ceasefire still feels very, very temporary. But hopefully I'm proven wrong. Would love to be proven wrong in that regard. Now, turning to the 3 female Israeli hostages that were returned, they're on the screen here. Forgive me for my pronunciation. Romy Gonen, Doran Steinbrecher, and Emily Damari. Those 3 girls spent 471 days in Hamas captivity, and just yesterday were reunited with their families. So the way that this handoff really took place is Red Cross vehicles crossed from Israeli territory into the Gaza Strip. They traveled along the Netzarim corridor, which is this area of Gaza here, right through the middle of the Strip. Eventually, they turned north into portions.
Why am I not surprised that not immediately after the ceasefire, Hamas is already planning their next terror attack? When the fuck are they going to learn their lesson?
Gummy, no. No! Gum Gum, no! No! No Gum Gum! No Gum Gum! No Gum Gum! Gum Gum, no! No Gum Gum! Oh my god. No Gum Gum! Get out! Get out! Out! Oh. Well, yeah, they're all horrible fucking people. Like, oh, yeah, the poor innocent civilians. Look at all the innocent civilian lives that are lost. Oh, think of the children. Oh, Israel's targeting children. And then immediately after a ceasefire and hostage return, death to all Jews! Death to all Jews! Like, I give a fuck, dude. Anybody who gives, like, people in the Gaza Strip sympathy, like, you're a fucking idiot. This is just one of the worst cultures on the fucking planet. The idea that you'd give sympathy to any of these fucking assholes is crazy. Thanks for the donation, Speed Racer. Let me see. 1317.
The map of these polar storms. Not only have we gained invaluable data, but these more recent flybys of Jupiter have provided us with more astonishing images of the giant gaseous planet. On its 61st to 66th flybys, in my opinion, Juno captured some of the most spectacular...
Okay, that's a nice planet. Thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
Of Gaza City, and we do have, based off of geolocated on Twitter or X, they were able to identify the location this handoff took place. And we actually have a lot of footage from the handoff, albeit all of that footage mostly is coming from Hamas directly, and then a lot of it coming from Palestinian civilians in the area. I'm going to play some of that here to give you an idea of, the handoff went smoothly, I guess. The girls made it into the vehicles and made their way home, but it looks like total chaos. And it does look like, we'll get more information on this later, but it looks like the Hamas sources are saying that they were given, to-go bags or something. I'm not even sure the right way to say, gift bags, maybe, like a map of Gaza, a certificate, which, what? I wonder if that was messed up in translation. And then it does look like some of them had, pendants with the Palestinian flag. So I don't know if we'll get more information about that as those girls are kind of reintegrated into Israeli society. But that's the stuff coming out on Hamas channels. Now, I just want to take a second to look at the perspective from the Israeli families waiting for news as to whether or not their loved ones are actually going to be coming home. There's around 100 hostages that still remain in the Gaza Strip. It's unknown how many of those are alive or dead. So just think about that for a second. If you've got loved ones that are missing and you have no idea if they're still alive, then news comes out that some are going to be returned home, within the next 24 to 48 hours kind of thing, as this deal came together.
Fuck.
And then the names come out. So these 3 girls' names, Romy, Dorn, and Emily, their names come.
Dude, these Israeli chicks are so fucking hot. I don't know how they find so many babes to join the IDF.
Out, and their families had to have been so relieved, right? What great news for them to be holding out for so long. Not only are these girls alive, they're on their way home. But think about the other hostage families that didn't get that news. They have to sit there and wonder, is my loved one not on that list because they're not alive? Or are they not on that list just because they didn't make the list this time around? And they have to continue to wait. Right now, they're going to wait another 7 days until the next group of, I think it's 4 hostages are going to be released. Think of the mental toll that would take on anybody, you, me, anybody, if that happened just once or twice. And some of these families are having to go through this for now well over a year. Now, for us out here in the general public, it doesn't seem like there's really been any Hamas proof of life of these hostages from the very beginning. Very, very few instances where they actually show evidence that any specific hostage is still alive. maybe there's more communication behind the scenes between the Israeli government, Hamas, and some of these families, but
you can't. There's so many ways of geolocating people if you show like photos and shit or video. Like people who do these sorts of investigations on missing people, like they're insane autists. Like you'll send a video of a hostage and they'll be able to coordinate within like, you know, within a quarter mile, like a quarter mile radius where they are, because like there's certain noises that are going on, like in the background, like construction or something, or, you know, in the case of the Gaza Strip, oh, I can hear like a certain type of bomb, and we were only using bombs in this location at that point in time, or they'll notice like there's a specific type of concrete, and that concrete is only used in like a certain area or for a certain particular type of building, like. So if they ever were to send photos or videos or something of hostages, they'd probably just like be found out.
by and large, it does look like the majority of these families have no idea about the fate of their loved ones. So just want to take a second to try to understand. We never can without being in their shoes, but 90 Palestinian prisoners were released by Israel into the West Bank, and that's actually important, the location. We're going to come back to that here in a minute. They're going into the West Bank. They are not going into Gaza, and we do have some footage showing the release of these prisoners into the West Bank. And for anybody just kind of tuning in for the first time or maybe not super tied into the conflict, you're going to hear some arguments over the terminology being used there. I'm saying Israeli hostages. Those 3 girls were hostages of Hamas, and these are Palestinian prisoners of Israel. And the terminology there is, I think, important. And the reason for that is these 3 girls genuinely were hostages. Like, they meet that criteria. They were just out there living their lives in Israel, and they were taken against their will. They were not charged with anything. There was not even like a sham trial at all. They were just purely held because they were Israeli and used as bargaining chips. On the other side of this, and there is some room for debate on this, so I don't want to pretend like this is perfectly clear cut. We have Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. Some of these are murderers. They have been accused and found guilty of killing Israelis. They have Israeli blood on their hands, no doubt. Others are in jail for like throwing rocks at times at Israeli soldiers, and some probably just for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So there's a wide range. And I should say there have been accusations over the years that Israel is pretty free and loose with rounding up Palestinians, and maybe they're serving more time than you or I here in the United States would expect them to be. So it's a lot there, right? But I do think there's a key difference between hostage and prisoner in this instance. But by and large, throughout these exchanges, you're going to see quite a few more. Like in this case, 3 hostages in exchange for 90 Palestinian prisoners. That's the general ratio you're going to see as this ceasefire continues. Now let's jump back into the scenes that were transpiring yesterday in Gaza. The amount of footage yesterday was wild. And Trey Yinks over at Fox News said that some of this was just playing on repeat across a handful of Israeli media channels. And I can understand why. I mean, you blink and all of a sudden these Hamas militants with their headbands and clean kit and uniforms and their flags are out walking through the streets of Gaza, chanting victory, celebrating what they say is a victory over Israel. And I kind of, I don't know how this is going to be perceived in Israel. Is it salt on the wound for the IDF members that were lost during the course of this war? To see this many Hamas militants walking around freely? Or is it kind of stealing the resolve of some to say, hey, the job's not done. This is not resolved. We have to find a way to get in there and actually eliminate the threat that is Hamas. I think the basic takeaway, for me at least, in looking at all this different footage.
Sorry, but I have to say, you're perfect. I never meet vegan guys. Not only are you vegan, but you are very handsome. I love your nonchalant attitude. It's so hot. I'd let you do anything to me, hee. Love you 20.
Well, if you have a nice tight butthole and I don't know where you live, but yeah, maybe I'd fuck your ass. Thanks for the donation though, Purple Galaxies. Appreciate it.
This situation in Gaza is clearly not resolved. So there's a couple things that I want to draw your attention to here. The first one is the number of kids celebrating with the Hamas fighters. They're being cheered on. They're taking selfies with them at time. So this is an entirely new generation that now has a reason to fight Israel. Now,
No, they don't have a reason to fight Israel. They're just retards that are getting brainwashed by other retards.
you might disagree with that reason, but this isn't even something unique to Gaza or Palestinians versus Israelis, anything like that. This is just general human nature. These kids, whatever age bracket you want to put them in, young adults to a degree, they have just watched their neighborhoods, their homes be destroyed. They've seen countless family members and loved ones killed. They have a reason to fight. Again, you might not agree with the reason to fight, but they have one. Now, what we will never know is what percentage of those in that category saw the destruction and saw the death and said, not making that mistake again, and are going to try to pursue some sort of peaceful solution rather than entering into another conflict. But we have to, I mean, if you just look at how Hamas is being treated in these videos, there's clearly still a lot of support from the population towards the Hamas fighters and the organization that is Hamas. You can't look past that. That.
Well, again, not so surprisingly, it's mostly kids that you see in these videos chanting. Like, they're easy to brainwash and manipulate and convince. I think there's a reason why you don't see too many adults in these videos chanting and, you know, showing support. It's because they know how bad Hamas is, but these kids are just extremely naive and easily to manipulate.
That is significant. In fact, there were some, when you look at kind of the crowds that were coming around here, there was a little pushback that Hamas was actually manipulating some of these to make it seem like they had more support within the local population than they actually did. Here's a overhead picture of some of the crowds, and this was being circulated to say like, hey, look, Hamas doesn't have as much support as they want. They just kind of crowded into that one location. I don't know. I feel like you're kind of splitting hairs at that point. There's still, I mean, how many people do you need to see on the streets at the beginning of a ceasefire to say that they have the support of at least some local civilians? I don't know what the number is there. Like, I would have been shocked if there were tens of thousands of people pouring into the streets. This seems like a pretty significant number.
Would you rather learn French or Arabic if you had to choose one? I'd rather learn Arabic. The main reason being is somebody could be saying something right next to me in Arabic and they could be planning to kill me in some way, and I wouldn't know about it if I didn't speak Arabic. French is a completely useless dog shit language. Like, nobody uses it. It's only Haiti, which is a fucking shithole nobody wants to go to. There's a French area in Belgium that's a complete shithole that even if you go to Belgium, people tell you don't go to, like, Brussels. It's the shitty part of Belgium. And then you just have France and Quebec. Why would I ever give a fuck about speaking French in France? They all need to learn English in order to make money. English is the international language of the world. So, like, yeah, they can learn to speak my language, they can fuck themselves. And then Quebec. Rarely do I ever have an interest in going to Quebec. I went to a bicycle store there once because they're selling something cheaper than over here. So, like, who fucking cares, you know? French is just basically useless. At least with Arabic, I might actually be able to, find out if somebody is scheming right next to me, like, to kill me.
Number. I don't know. But anyways, that is something circulating right now, kind of the pushback of Hamas doesn't have the support they say. Here's why. I'm not so sure I buy that. Now, yesterday, U.S. President Biden was giving a speech, and at the end of it, a reporter yelled a question kind of as he's leaving the stage. You know, are there any concerns about Hamas regrouping? And President Biden said no, which...
The Congo speaks French? Are you sure it's not Dutch? Like, or Afrikaans, which is basically Dutch? Congo language. Really? French is the main one. Kikongo Yaleda. Lingala. I've never even heard of these. Swahili I've heard of. Shiluba. I've never even heard of those languages before. Huh, it's interesting. I guess that would make sense. I know the French and Dutch have colonized a fair bit of Africa.
Which, you know, on the one hand, seems pretty detached from reality. Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing in these videos? Like, there they are. That's Hamas. Right there. They are running portions of the Gaza Strip. They are in charge.
I live in your walls. No homo.
Damn, that looks attractive on you.
Oh, thanks, man.
No homo.
What?
No homo.
What's that?
You know, like, no homo. Like, I like your hat, but not in a gay way.
Why would we gay?
No, I'm saying I think the hat looks nice on you. I'm just not sexually attracted to you.
Okay.
It's not gay. I like your hat, just I'm not sexually attracted to you.
So every time you've ever complimented me, you've meant it sexually?
What? No.
It's not funny. Thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
You'd think if Israel was genocidal they'd have no problem bombing all those Hamas and civilians as soon as the hostage handover was finished.
You'd think that. But, yeah, it's not like anybody cares about, you know, reality or facts or, you know, anything of the sort. They'll just make up whatever stupid excuses they can to hate Jews. Thanks for the donation, ABC.
I don't condone what the children chant, but this is all due to the conditions that Israel's occupations has created. All Israel is doing is radicalizing the next generation to fight for their homeland and protect their families. Blame the real oppressors.
That is the most ridiculous, stupid cope I've ever fucking heard in my life. It's kind of interesting how when we were fighting Nazi Germany, no one ever had those sorts of conversations. You know, bombing Dresden and shit like that, it's only going to create a new generation of Nazis. Like, no one ever had those sorts of conversations. It's only when it comes to Israel. And you know why? It's because they're trying to find a reason to convince people to not support Israel. That's the only fucking reason. So you're a fucking idiot, you're cucked, and go fuck yourself. Thanks for the dumbass dumb bitch.
Like, there's portions of Gaza where the Israeli military still has control, especially around the outskirts. Everything else, it's Hamas. Like, there has not been any other organization that has stepped up since this war began in any meaningful way to take over that position from Hamas.
Yeah, because they'd get killed. They know Hamas would immediately execute them. That's why.
Hamas. They are still the governing entity. They are the de facto governing entity in large portions of Gaza right now. So, you know, any concerns about Hamas regrouping? No. I don't know if he's looking at the same footage you and I are, but that does seem a little off track. The other side of that is maybe he personally doesn't have any concerns because he's leaving office later today. So maybe in this case, the better place to look is at the incoming Trump administration. And Representative Mike Waltz, who's coming in as Trump's national security advisor, gave an interview yesterday where he said, quote, "If Hamas backs out, moves the goalposts, we will support Israel in doing what it has to do, number one. And number two, Hamas will never govern Gaza." But again, and look, the Trump administration right now is very pro-Israel, like across the board, so that's not all that shocking. But look at these videos and pictures coming out of Gaza right now. Hamas is governing Gaza.
Why doesn't Hamas chant peace with Israel so they don't lose any more Palestinian lives?
They want as many civilians to die as possible. It's part of their whole political strategy. That's why. Thanks for the donation, Speed Racer.
Right? arguably with less military capacity, but there's no other organization. So then what? What's the answer? Because from everything we can tell, like, is Israel going to invade Gaza? Like, what's the move to pull Hamas out of power going forward? I mean, does this look like to you an organization that's getting ready to come to the negotiating table and say, that was great, let's lay down our arms and we'll transition power over to some, maybe Palestinian Authority or something like that? There's no indications at this point. In fact, across the axis of resistance, be it the Houthis, Hezbollah, militias in Iraq and Syria, the IRGC, they are all praising.
No, I don't see Jagmeet Singh running for PM. Like, maybe he will, but he's going to lose, and he knows he's going to lose, so.
Hamas right now. So again, it kind of looks like the stage is being set for Hamas to stay in power.
Wet Dream Tomato.
Most definitely from
I don't think I'd want to live in New York. Thanks for the donation, though, Street Vegan.
I don't know what it would take to fully remove them at this point. There has to be a viable alternative, and that really hasn't presented itself to date. Now, I want to go back to the map here real quick to dial in on the West Bank, just to give people an idea of the two different areas we're talking about. So the majority of, the hostage exchange was down in
Ben Boyd on each other. Charlie Kirk's face gets humiliated using facts and logic.
How many weeks do you think that a fetus is viable?
Well, viability and moral worth are two different things.
No, but how many weeks do you think a fetus is viable?
Well, at about 20 weeks, a baby can survive outside of utero.
So it's actually 24 to 26
weeks? Well, it's 20, the youngest ever in a NICU.
Gross.
It actually happened in San Diego, not far from here.
Oh my God.
Survived at 20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy, well before a fetus is technically viable as a form of life.
Let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat?
Okay, I can't watch this. It's fucking gross. Thanks for the donation, Ben Boy.
In Gaza, kind of the southwest portion of Israel, moving up a little further northeast, we're into the West Bank. And this is notable because this is where the Palestinian prisoners were just released into. And yesterday, in kind of celebration of this ceasefire, Hamas spokesperson Abu Obaida said, quote, "All respect and appreciation to the heroes of the dear West Bank who are fighting despite the attempts at liquidation, and we call on them to escalate the confrontation with the occupation." So Hamas calling on their followers and other jihadi groups in the West Bank to take up arms and fight Israel. So again, my skepticism of, God, this doesn't feel like it's anywhere near being over. There's been, for some reason, a lot of pushback online that Hamas exists in the West Bank. They have elements there. They've regularly celebrated the martyrdom of their fighters in the West Bank when Israeli forces have killed them. Israel is regularly carrying out counterterrorism raids. Just a couple days ago, carried out airstrikes in the West Bank. It is not like entirely peaceful, not by a long shot. In fact, in the last couple days, we've
21st Savage and Tillers, why did Biden pardon Dr. Fauci if he did nothing wrong? Because he knows Trump is going to go after him. Please explain that to me. If Dr. Fauci did nothing wrong, Biden pardoned because he knows Trump and his fucking cronies are going to go after him for no reason.
Also, sir, on pardons, have you ruled out a pardon for yourself or any other additional members of the family?
For myself?
Yes, sir.
Well, what did I pardon myself for?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I have no contemplation of pardoning myself for anything. I didn't do anything wrong.
Mr. President, would you comment on Meta's decision to...
Also, sir, on pardons...
Thanks for the donation, 21st. AOC is #1 fan. Donny Tiller's based OC didn't attend the inauguration. What a legend. Well, she's a fucking idiot.
All these journalists are like, Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Are you going to the inauguration? Let me make myself clear. I don't celebrate rapists. So no, I'm not going to the inauguration.
I wonder if she's gonna get sued now. Thanks for the donation, dude.
To all the idiots who say blame the real oppressor Israel. US stole land from many people too, like Native Americans and Mexicans. Pretty sure none of those people turned into terrorists.
Well, their lives probably improved. Even with all the, like, horrible, like, you know, genocides and murders that the U.S. was responsible for when they took over Native American land, that probably would have happened to them anyway, just from a different tribe of, you know, natives. Before the Europeans came to the North American continent, natives were killing each other en masse. Just an endless circle of tribal genocides. It was the most violent period in all of human history, where archaeologists found about 30% of all adult deaths were through warfare. So, yeah, their lives were, as a whole, objectively improved by Europeans coming and then Americans taking over the continent. It's only these crazy Islamists that keep causing problems because they think, you know, if Jews take over the region and they don't do anything about it or some shit, they're not going to get 72 virgins in heaven. It's just some crazy ideological nonsense. Thanks for the donation, though, Speed Racer.
There should be a show like Dexter, except the main character only kills carnists.
Yeah, that would be cool. Would definitely be cool. Thanks for the donation, Ben Boy. Just random vids, donate $2. Let me see. Oh. Oh, I hope that cat doesn't get too dizzy. What even is that? Is that a cat treadmill? Yeah, that looks like a cat treadmill. How are they doing the spinning? Oh, I see. They're not spinning the cat. They have a camera connected to the treadmill, then they spun it, and the cat's staying stationary. That's nice. Those are good cats. Would you try this?
Chinese hairy tofu recipe in China. Soak tofu.
No. They grow a fungus on the tofu. Isn't that what it is? Yeah, I would not do that. Yeah, it's like a fungus or a mold or something. What happened in 1989?
The video to Red Note and got flagged for a content violation. Do you guys know what I did wrong here? Hi, people of West Taiwan.
Oh boy.
This is my first video on this app, and I just had one question for you guys. What happened on April 15th, 1989
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it. Tiananmen Square.
at Tiananmen Square? Please leave a comment below. Let me know what.
They banned you because the video is pointless. Nothing happened on Tiananmen Square. That's good. Thanks for the donation, Just Random Vids. 21st Savage, donate $2. If Dr. Fauci did nothing wrong, then why does it matter if Trump's DOJ investigates him? Because they're just going to make up charges. They'd find he did nothing wrong. That's not true. You only pardon somebody if they committed a crime also. Like, by the way, just the fact that you have to defend yourself in a criminal case, that's massively, massively stressful. Dairy reduces colon cancer risk in women. Alcohol increases it. Blah, blah, blah. I know there is an association between dairy reducing colorectal cancer risk, but dairy also increases prostate cancer risk. And it likely also increases breast cancer risk, which are the two most common cancers. Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's the dairy itself. It might just be the calcium. Yeah, the effect is mainly due to the high calcium content in dairy. Consumption of whole grains, fibers, total sugar, breakfast cereals, folate, vitamin C, as well as intake, blah, 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 were all associated with colon cancer risk reduction. Yep. I eat a lot of motherfucking tofu, so I should be pretty protected against colon cancer. Thanks for the donation, though. Who sent me that? Was that just random? No, that was 21st Savage. Thanks for the donation, 21st Savage. Street Vegan donated $6.66. Let me see.
Seeing how many kittens I can get to fall asleep on me.
Dude, I fucking love cats. Cats are just the goddamn best. They're just perfect. You cannot be better than a cat. Thanks for the donation, though, Street Vegan. Dodo donated $2. Trump just endorsed China's peace plan for Ukraine in the Oval Office 20 seconds ago. He was asked if he supports China's peace plan between Ukraine and Russia, and he said yes, and that's good. Oh, this is
Never been anything like this. And you
What is China's peace plan for Ukraine, by the way? I'm not sure what China's whole position is. Like, from China's perspective, I think they do want the Russian economy to collapse so they can take over Siberia. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Dodo donated $2. Holy shit, Trump just called Spain a BRICS nation. You know what a BRICS nation is? You need to watch right now. Absolutely hilarious. He sounds drunk. How in the fuck... Is he mixing up Spain with... like...
that?
With like some South America... Yeah, with Brazil?
For a period of time where you could say America, you know, did something great. You know, there's also many of the, we don't even.
First day, how do you plan to end the Ukraine war?
Well, we're going to try and get it done as quickly as possible.
Do you want to push Israel and Saudi Arabia?
It should have never started. You know, the war with Ukraine and Russia should have never started. It would have never started if I were president.
Will you push Israel and Saudi Arabia to normalize relations?
I don't think I have to push them. I think it's going to happen, but maybe not quite yet. But they'll end up being in the Accords, the Abraham Accords.
President Trump,
I think Saudi Arabia will end up being in the Abraham Accords.
this year?
Could be, but soon. Not in a very long way. Oh, look at that! It says TikTok. My! What is that all about?
First, we have Alaska, sir. This is an executive order relating to unleashing Alaska's potential as an energy reservoir for the entire nation.
And what about Anwar?
I believe that would be included in aspects of the order.
So we're opening up Anwar.
On the TikTok piece, President Trump, you and your members of your team now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans. What changed that you're not worried about that anymore?
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal, or I may do the deal. TikTok is worthless. Worthless. If I don't approve it, it has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless. Worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half.
The TikTok
In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that would be worth, could be $500 billion.
He has a massive campaign donor who has a large stake in TikTok. That's why he changed his tune.
When it does sign, it's worth.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Yo.
The golden age of America has arrived. President Donald J. Trump, number 47 in 43 minutes. Happy days are here again.
Didn't do anything. He basically said we're not going to touch anything revolving around Cuba. We're going to leave them to their devices. And there's a group of Cubans that today are going to be having a protest in front of the White House to basically encourage Trump to look at that situation and try to do something.
For trans people, so hatred has won, and that.
Yeah, whatever. It's just a stupid, boring video. Thanks for the donation, Ali.
You do know that this hasn't started on October 7th, right? Palestinian lives have not improved at all. They've been suffering through genocide and ethnic cleansing for over 80 years. There's been recording and testimonies of the corrupted in the apartheid state.
None of that is true. If you look at Gaza pre-war, the shittiest neighborhoods in Gaza are like an average street in India. And the nicest parts of Gaza that are like more wealthy, it's like a modern Western country. There are places in neighboring countries like Egypt that are way, way worse off economically compared to Gaza. So the idea that people in Gaza are suffering, that is just complete and utter fucking nonsense. Thanks for the donation, Soul Child. Jabab donated
$2. The US broke Lakota Treaty 3 times by going into sacred Black Hills to dig for gold. The tribe's way of life would have been vastly improved if treaty was upheld. Lakota was most honorable, strongest tribes. Sacred Black Hills was turned into Mount Rushmore.
Whatever. Who fucking cares? Thanks for the donation, Slapaho Tribe. Jabab, donate $2. Have you seen this movie? I watched it today and really enjoyed it. What's your favorite 80s, 90s movie? SLC Punk. This is a Sony Pictures movie. If this is made by Sony, I would imagine it's fucking terrible. And it looks terrible. Yeah, I am very skeptical that this is a good movie, dude. It's a Sony Pictures movie. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Favorite 80s, 90s movie. Maybe The Thing from 1986?
Is it for fuck's sake or for fuck's sake? Like, should I put an apostrophe to show possessive? I guess the question would be, is it for the sake of all fucks or for just this fuck in particular? I don't know, let me know, because I'm at work trying to send an email and I want it to sound professional.
Well, thanks for the donation, Jabab. Donate Chillers. Nigga Trump is still signing docs and menting. Go back to the stream, find another one. Go nigga, what the fuck you doing? Watching stupid bullshit instead of his plans for the country being unveiled in real time.
But I believe in the sanctity, and this was too big to rig. This last election was just too big to rig. But no, really the opposite.
When do you plan to speak to President Putin?
That makes no sense.
And you talked a bit about Ukraine and Russia, but how long do you think it would take to end that conflict? And
I have to speak to President Putin. We're going to have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most people thought that war would have been over in about 1 week. And now you're into 3 years, right? So he can't be thrilled. It's not making him look very good. Now, eventually, you know, I mean, it's a big machine, so things will happen. But I think he'd be very well off to end that war. We have numbers that almost 1 million Russian soldiers have been killed. About 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers are killed.
No, it's, I think 900,000 attritional losses and roughly 500,000 deaths. And then it's roughly a quarter that for Ukraine, so it's somewhere around 250,000, or no, it's like 150,000 or 200,000 Ukrainian deaths and what, like 400,000 or 500,000 attritional losses?
Russia's bigger, they have more soldiers to lose. But that's no way to run a country.
What did your TikTok order do, Mr. President?
Just gave me the right to sell it or close it. Essentially, with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China, too. I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for China if it gets approved.
Mr. President, so you're not guaranteeing that TikTok will be around after 90 days from today?
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be, because it's got tremendous value. But if we create the value by approving, you know, in other words, that approval gives it tremendous value. If that's the case, then we should be entitled to 50% as a country. You understand? You haven't heard that one before, right? That's called a joint venture. And nobody ever thought that way.
I don't know what he fucking even means by that.
I don't know. I think you have a lot of people that would be interested in TikTok with the United States as a partner.
Mr. President, what was it like walking into the Oval Office this evening?
Oh, what a great feeling. One of the better feelings I've ever had.
Do you like this town better now than in 2017?
Well, we're very experienced now.
Being an Irishman, only tell soul child, last time I'm gonna say this.
Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't wanna fucking hear it!
Thanks for the donation, Vegan Irishman.
Did you see Ellen's Hitler-like salute at the inauguration speech? What is that about? Also, what do you think about Trump's shitcoin? Are we about to see a president perform a rug pull?
Well, yeah, apparently the rug pull sort of already happened. Didn't it lose a massive amount of value, like 40 billion or something? But, yeah, I saw Elon Musk do the Hitler salute. And, yep, we're going to have a U.S. president that does a rug pull. Thanks for the donation, David.
I hope I got along with him great, and, you know, I would hope he wants to make a deal.
Mr. President, are you keeping U.S. sanctions on Russia until he makes a deal?
Well, sanctions or tariffs. I think the word tariff is much better because it keeps your dollar stronger. I think tariffs are more effective. I mean, I use sanctions on Iran. Iran was broke. When I left office, Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, none. They were flat broke. And October 7th would have never happened. And I think you all know that. It would have never happened. They had no money. Now they're rich, but, you know, they're weakened in a different way. I would say that the one attack by Israel really set them back. It really set them back. The Pagers and others. You know, the attack on air defense was a bad attack for Iran.
What are you citing now, sir?
This guy, like, has no idea what's going on.
It's an executive order relating to reforms to
He thinks the pager attack was on Iran?
the federal workforce, including to the senior executive service.
We're getting rid of all of the cancer. I call it cancer. The cancer caused by the Biden administration.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of this deal?
I'm not confident. That's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident. But I think they're very weakened on the other side.
Do you support the 2-state
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place it's really got to be rebuilt in a different way.
Do you plan to help rebuilding Gaza?
I might. You know, Gaza is interesting. It's a phenomenal location. On the sea, best weather. You know, everything's good. It's like some beautiful things could be done with it, but it's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
How do you see the future in governance for Gaza?
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have, well, you certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead, by the way, right? Most of them are dead. But they didn't exactly run it well. Run viciously and badly. So you can't have that.
Mr. President, on TikTok, sir, do you pause any decision on Chinese tariffs until you know what the resolution on TikTok will be?
No, if China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China. Don't forget, China charges us tariffs, and we charge them very little, except for what I did. I put a lot of, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. But until I came along, China never paid 10 cents to this country. They ripped us off, and they never paid anything. But, like, if we wanted to make a deal with TikTok, and it was a good deal, and China wouldn't approve it, then I think ultimately they'd approve it because we'd put tariffs on China. Maybe. I'm not saying I would, but you certainly could do that. And if we said, well, if you're not going to approve it, then that's a certain hostility, and we'll put tariffs of 25, 30, 40, 50%, even 100%. And if we did that, I think they'd approve it.
President Trump, you've seen the other living presidents a couple times in the last few months. If you ever had to call on one of them for advice about anything that's going on here, which one would you call?
It's an interesting. Well, I thought Bill Clinton was a very good politician. I don't think he was used.
That's
properly.
actually a very smart answer.
Him. When Hillary was running,
I would have said Bill Clinton.
He came back and he said, you know, you better get up to Michigan and Wisconsin. You remember that, Peter? Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at him because the Republicans had won Michigan or Wisconsin for decades, long time. And they all laughed at Bill Clinton. Like, the hell does he know? And he turned out to be right because I won both of them. And then we just won both in this election, too. We won Wisconsin.
Do you think Ben Shapiro will give Elon a free pass for doing the sort of Hitler salute if he finds out? Or do you think he will be pissed? I remember he got angry at Trump for letting Kanye West go to that dinner with him. Also, fuck the Prophet Muhammad.
Well, he's kind of trying to fall in line with the whole Trump crowd as much as he can. It's just part of his grift now. So, if I had to guess, he's either not going to mention it at all and never bring it up, or if he does mention it, he he'll probably hand wave it away and say he didn't do the Hitler salute. He was just being enthusiastic or something. If this were like not a Trump presidency, he probably would have said like, yeah, that probably is a Hitler salute. Thanks for the donation though, Riley. Like he's well aware Elon Musk is an anti-Semite. There's no way he doesn't know. But yeah, if I had to guess, he's probably just never gonna mention it. Thanks for the donation though, dude. Speed Racer, $93.
I haven't eaten since Wednesday.
You haven't eaten since Wednesday?
Don't eat meat. They only bring you bologna sandwiches. I'm tired of going through it, Judge. I don't do anything
I don't
wrong.
know if they have vegetarian.
I haven't been in any trouble.
They have vegan stuff in jail.
When you peanut butter and jelly, they don't. They only give you that on the dorm. And if I'm here at court, how am I going to eat?
I mean, I work at jail. They have vegan meals.
But if I'm in court, how do I get a hot
So
train?
let's see, you can have someone give you commissary.
Johnny's.
You have commissary?
I can't go to commissary. I haven't been to commissary. I've been here a week.
Oh, you just got arrested.
I just got arrested I just got here last Wednesday. I was extradited from Dallas County to here. I think my lawyer died, so that I heard. I have a paid lawyer. I feel that my case should have went to.
If you got a paid lawyer and they dropped the ball, then you need to go file a complaint.
I haven't eaten since Wednesday.
That sounds pretty fucked up. Thanks for the donation, Speed Racer.
And Michigan and every other swing state. We won all the swing states. All 7. They talked about 7 swing states. We won them all. Since I think.
You looked like you were having a good conversation with President Obama at President
I
Carter's
was. And you'd like to know what it was? Oh. Everybody wants to know. I know, I wouldn't want to, but we were having some crazy conversation. Why do you asking a question like that? I don't think you want to know. You might not. You might be insulted.
It's an executive order relating to holding former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. This next one, sir, is a declaration of a national energy emergency.
So you also
That's a big one. You know what that allows you to do? That means you can do whatever you have to do to get out of that problem. And we do have that kind of an emergency.
President Trump, at some point, will you use your powers of the presidency to tell Americans who are concerned about drones?
Yeah,
A few weeks
good.
ago,
Yeah.
what exactly
I will.
Can you tell us now?
In fact, I'd like to know because I just got here.
What do you think?
I just came here. I've been here for what, 15 minutes now.
Do people listening, because this is going out loud.
And I got to read this letter too. Because of you, I found this letter.
I can read it for you.
It's interesting. Yeah, I know you would. Your father would too.
But is it anything that these drones? Is it anything that people need to be worried
No, I think
about?
it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of?
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out immediately? I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know if you're sophisticated. They're very sophisticated, these people. No, it was just cold weather. And we made a good move because, first of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today. You know why I liked it? Because I got great reviews on that speech. I got great reviews. Can you believe it? They are unleashing energy production. But I thought it was, I think having it in the Capitol is great. It's obviously, you can take care of the people you have to take care of. The city was booming. And if we would have done it outside, people would have been hurt because it was really cold. It was like, looked sunny. But when you stood outside for 10 minutes, people were running back in. It was really cold and really windy. The wind brings it down a lot. So we made the right decision. You couldn't have stayed. I don't think you could have had it out. You know how cold it was today. It was, people went out for a little while just to test it. They couldn't stay out more than 10 minutes. They all came back in. So we would have had a disaster if we did that. And people would have been hurt.
President, the unlawful disclosure EO, is that
Okay.
related to the Hunter Biden situation?
Which one?
The one on unlawful disclosures by federal officials, is that related?
No, I think it's just more general than that. It's not Hunter Biden. I was surprised that President Biden would go and pardon his whole family because that makes him look very guilty. You know, I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned myself, my family. I said, if I do that, it's going to make me look very guilty. I don't think I'd be sitting here, frankly. If I did that, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now.
He pardoned literally every single friend of his.
Because I would have shown that you're guilty. But by pardoning his brother or brothers, by pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the Unselect Committee, they destroyed all of the documents. They deleted all of the information. There's no information.
No.
And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi because she was given...
Oh, here we go.
I mean, you know this. It's on tape with her daughter. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for not taking advantage of 10,000 soldiers or 1,000. You wouldn't have...
That is not true. Oh my God. He's still lying about January 6th.
It wasn't the crowd that was at the mall. It was a small crowd. So I was a little bit surprised that he did it because it makes him look guilty. I mean, he's going to have to live with that. Now, with that being said, it's unbelievable precedent it creates for a president. But the precedent is unbelievable. Now maybe every president that leaves office, they're going to pardon every person they ever met. So they don't
This
have
is what
some
he
lunatic
did.
like deranged Jack Smith. Who's a total lunatic, by the way. Not a smart guy, he's a dummy. But we beat the hell out of him.
Oh my God.
And I helped my reputation.
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Well, I guess now I have precedent to do it. I wouldn't want to do that. No, I think it makes you look very guilty. I think it makes Biden look very bad, very weak, and
Oh
very
my
guilty.
God. Dude.
And I mean,
He literally pressured the Supreme Court to make him like immune from any legal action. It's just so hypocritical.
everybody. How about this J6 committee? Why is he pardoning them? The reason is because if you delete and destroy documentation, everything, they have nothing because they were guilty as hell. They rigged it. It was a rigged deal. And when you do that,
Oh my
look very
God.
bad, but
Okay, well, he's still insane, I see.
Seen Israel kind of publicly show and announce that they're moving additional forces into the West Bank kind of in anticipation of what could be an uptick in violence. And you can understand it from Hamas's perspective, right? Again, not all 90 of the prisoners that were just released are going to immediately run to the nearest Hamas office and sign up and pick up an AK and figure out how they can go about attacking Israeli forces, but some probably will to a degree, right? Whether that was their background or whether they became radicalized by being held in Israeli prison, who knows? From Hamas's perspective, they're probably looking at this thinking that their numbers in the West Bank are about to get a pretty significant bump. So not, all that unusual that the Hamas spokesperson looks at the West Bank and says, hey guys, your turn. Start fighting back against Israel. Now, it's worth mentioning real quick before getting into what comes next, the terms of this ceasefire agreement. So to kind of, what can we expect in the coming weeks and months? Right now, we're in phase one. Phase one is designed to be 6 weeks long. 33 hostages are set to be exchanged for a number of Palestinian prisoners. Additionally, the IDF will leave populated areas and humanitarian aid will increase. Of note, this map here was released to across Gaza by the IDF, showing the areas roughly that Israeli forces are going to continue operating in. So Israel is going to maintain kind of a border around Gaza, whereas all of those areas, and it's the area in red, all of the other areas kind of in the populated areas of Gaza is where the IDF is set to leave from. So again, when you're talking about what areas does the IDF control versus another group, and that other group is Hamas, there's a map showing it right there.
Yeah, I had hot teachers in school. My third grade teacher was super fucking sexy. My grade 9 English teacher. There was also a history teacher at my school who was really hot. I didn't actually have her as a teacher, but she was fucking sexy.
There. We did see just yesterday quite a bit of humanitarian aid flowing into the Gaza Strip. Some videos showing that. Here, real quick, by the way. Check out this picture. Hamas was guarding the shipments as they went into Gaza. Check out this dude, ski mask and all. That's a unique setup. Haven't really seen a lot at this point, but thought that one was worth highlighting. Anyways, plenty of kit, I guess, still left over for the Hamas fighters. So in phase one, there's supposed to be 3 female hostages returned on day 1. That did happen. 4 hostages will be released on day 7, so this coming Sunday, and the remaining 26 over the next 5 weeks. Phase 2 is...
We begin in Washington this hour, where for the second time, Donald Trump has been sworn in as U.S. president.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Trump was sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts, marking a stunning political comeback after being convicted of felonies. Trump is only the second man to serve as president for 2 non-consecutive terms, the other being Grover Cleveland late in the 19th century. In his speech, Trump said his presidency begins the golden age of America. Trump used his inaugural address to lay out the broad strokes of his first-day executive orders. And a word that didn't make it into his speech, Canada. Earlier, an administration official said Trump would not impose tariffs yet. The CBC's Katie Simpson is at the U.S. Capitol tracking the latest on the ground. So, Katie, walk us through the highlights so far today.
Well, certainly everyone in Canada who had been waiting to see if there would be some sort of executive action on tariffs to learn through U.S. news reports at first that there could be some investigations into trade practices to determine whether things are fair or not, but they were not expecting an executive order to actually implement tariffs in this immediate moment. That gives Canada more time to prepare just in case that is a direction that Donald Trump wants to go. But I was cautioned earlier today by a senior Canadian government source they're waiting to see the text of anything here to make sure that, the reports that are accurate. And when Donald Trump sits down to start signing some of those executive orders, that's when we'll get a better sense of, the technical details of his plans. But this is Donald Trump's big day, the moment his supporters have been waiting more than 4 years for. Donald Trump being sworn in as the 47th U.S. president. His inaugural speech laying out his agenda, talking about the key promises he made.
Election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
So there were some bleak descriptions of what life in America is like in this moment, with Donald Trump trying to cast his version, his vision for the country in a more optimistic light, promising to bring about changes that will make life more affordable for Americans, promising to bring about new changes when it comes to exactly how he's going to go about doing that. They're signaling today they're going to start that process to remove the United States from the Paris Climate Accord. That is something that Donald Trump did back in 2016, when the first time he was of reaction to. But also things like some of the social agenda issues that he campaigned on, talking about how the official government policy will now be recognizing only 2 genders, male and female, talking about sort of the woke agenda that, as he describes it, of some of sort of the more the progressive developments in the United States. Trump administration, now the Trump administration, is that they see Donald Trump as the final decision maker. Everyone is
We should be mindful of what could come. So, Katie, what should we expect to come next?
So Donald Trump is just wrapping up the luncheon here on Capitol Hill. It's not terribly far from we are. We are in the Senate office building. It's a couple hundred meters from the rotunda where today's main inauguration ceremony took place. Donald Trump will be heading over to the Capital One Arena. It's the largest sports stadium sort of in the downtown core of getting their opportunity to. Estimates have sort of really ranged.
Are there any bodybuilders in my family? Not that I know of. There's quite a few athletes on the black side of my family. I think I have a cousin who competed in the Olympics. And I think I have one Yeah, I might have a cousin that went to the NFL. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, there's quite a few like pretty damn good athletes on the black side of my family. Dodo donated China's peace plan for Ukraine is for Ukraine to basically give up 20% of its territory to Russia, including territory Russia doesn't control right now, not join NATO also. Well, that's pretty dumb.
Thank you, sir.
What can we expect of the countries in NATO that spend the least amount of money, like Spain, France, below the 5%?
Spain is very low. And yet, are they a BRICS nation?
What?
They're a BRICS nation, Spain.
Okay.
You know what a BRICS nation is? You'll figure it out. But, and if the BRICS nations want to do that, that's
I'm pretty sure he's confusing Spain with Brazil.
okay, but we're going to put at least a 100% tariff on the business they do with the United States. You know what the BRICS is, right? You guys know.
Brazil,
You know what I'm saying, right?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this guy should not be president. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Is working towards a permanent ceasefire where all remaining hostages will be released for more Palestinian prisoners, and the IDF leaves Gaza entirely. Again, we talked about this in a previous video. There's no mention in here about Hamas not remaining in power at this point. You're seeing some talk about that on the outside, but it hasn't been codified into any agreement from what I've seen. And then phase 3, the remains of deceased hostages are returned in exchange for deceased prisoners, and the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip begins. It'd be great to get to that point. Again, a little skeptical that they were going to make it all the way there based off how things are playing out right now. So in looking at what comes next, a couple things to keep an eye on here. First off, there are elements within both sides here, so within the Israeli government and within, I'll say, the broader axis of resistance that want this war to continue for any number of reasons. So be very careful. You're going to see a lot of accusations about violations of the ceasefire, trying to pin it on the other side. And the way this will go is one side will pin a violation on the other side, and they say, well, that gives us justification to get back in and get back after it or something, right? Expect that from, there's certain elements that are going to want that to happen, so just be cautious when you see it.
Nigga, don't you disrespect Sony. Did you forget who made the Spider-Man movies and Superbad? Apologize immediately.
I mean, Superbad wasn't that great, and the Sony Spider-Man movies weren't very good either. So yeah, Sony is not very good. Thanks for the donation to Organic Soy Tits.
Also, self-defense strikes are still a thing. A ceasefire does not prevent, let's say in this case, if Israel is watching the Gaza Strip and they see Hamas setting up rockets to launch them into Israeli territory, Israel's going to carry out a preemptive strike, killing those militants and destroying that rocket launch location. People will then say, oh my God, this is a violation of the ceasefire. Self-defense. Self-defense strikes can occur and would not be a violation of this agreement. But overall, the big thing here is we're kind of just waiting on pins and needles. So we wait to see how far both sides can get into this agreement without any significant violations on one side or the other, in the hopes that at some point in phase 2, maybe phase 3, there is some sort of long-term solution for peace. I know a lot of this video is my being skeptical that we'll actually get there. I am hopeful that we will. It's just, at this point, it's a long ways to go. But that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching.
Mike Israel's mind go to, it's confusing and your uncle is grunting a lot when they're referring to something that you've done for the first time. What F tier? But in reality, he's going to be putting Jesse James West in compromising positions and trying to give him the D. You'll see what I mean. And so, of course, I go to the comment section, and 90% of the comments are about me, despite the fact it's a Jesse James and Mike Israel collab, and I wonder why. I've already watched the video, and so wait to see the shit that goes down. Greg gonna lose his mind when he sees this video. The amount of jokes Greg's going to get from this is
Dodo donate $2. Let me see.
Said I can live with most of them. They took a very safe route. They don't have any bad ones up there.
Withdrawing from
What
the
is this one?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir.
Ooh, that's a big one. I said I can live with most.
Well, they are going to be ill prepared for the next pandemic. Protecting women from radical transgender ideology.
A lot of them, not all of them.
Protecting women from radical gender ideologies.
Ooh.
Mr. President, going back to the World Health Organization, you were the president during COVID. Don't you
That is not a good sign.
President Musk is going to help implement the executive orders? I think you mentioned
No.
implementation.
Elon, no. Elon's very busy sending rocket ships up to various places with lots of satellites on them.
What is your reaction?
President Musk. Elon is moving in with him and Melania. Really? Yeah, dude, he's trying to become the president.
We want to get it done.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk going to get a West Wing office?
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented. We have a problem in this country. You sign an executive order, it doesn't get done for 6 months. As an example, when we allowed the J6 hostages to go out,
Oh my
might
God.
not be approved under the old days for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. You know, they had a good ruling from the Supreme Court, and it's like nothing happened.
These are all very bad things.
It's bad precedent, obviously.
Where are you thinking on tariffs on Mexico, given these actions you're signing on the border?
Well, we're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
Are you planning on giving notice of that?
I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir.
On each.
Yeah, that's great news. Just great. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Street Vegan donated $6.66.
Wetting your bed is embarrassing as a child, but as an adult, wetting a child's bed is mortifying. It's almost impossible to explain that shit away. I bought a rape alarm because I kept on forgetting when to rape people. They're bloody marvellous. When I was a kid, I was scared of the dentist. He was a paedophile. I suppose that begs the question, how many fillings did he give me? Islamic fundamentalist sex dolls. Do they blow themselves up? In Palestinian passports under occupation, do they just put Israel? That joke is only there to test where the Guardian readers are sitting.
I mean, these aren't funny. Thanks for the donation, Street Vegan.
Crazy. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
And so many people are Gregging their Doucette to this, but what Mike's trying to do is to Jesse his James. All over his stomach.
Arch your back, shoulders back. Yep. And then you are going to very gently touch right around your
Did Jesse just edit out the word nipple? Have we gone so far in 2025 that the word nipple is now being censored? Imagine the chaos. How
Dude, it's hilarious that I made that Jeff Nipples joke and now everyone's using it. I think I was the first one to ever do that everybody started calling him Jeff Nipples.
could we ever talk about Jeff Nipples?
Good. And I want you to touch a little higher right there.
And so what you'll notice is that latent homosexual Mike Gisertel uses every excuse he can get to lay his hands on Jesse James's body. Remember, Jesse James is a young and very attractive man. And Mike...
DM it to me.
...called Mike Israel. And so many people think he only has Renaissance...
Vegan cum donators, it's shocking how many Destiny fans are now leaving him. Us vegans already knew he was a piece of shit who just happened to be a good political commentator. Were they all watching him because they thought he had strong moral character, or not even his worst? The whole thing about the nude photos or videos getting leaked is extraordinarily overblown, and no one even knows exactly what happened. Because, like, I've seen some DM screenshots where it seems that Destiny's phone got hacked or something, or somebody like took his phone and leaked it. And no one has actually been able to show any evidence that Destiny himself just uploaded a bunch of nudes of other people to the internet. So it's getting massively overblown. No one knows what actually happened. And before, like, anything has even come out, people are already making up their minds that, oh, Destiny is a horrible person and all this shit. Like, you don't even know what the fuck happened. And the people who are accusing him are fucking insane. That chick Pixie, she is clearly a manipulative fucking liar. But thanks for the donation, Vegan Cum. Dodo donated $2. Let me see. Trump on North Korea. I think he has tremendous condo capabilities, a lot of shoreline.
No. I think we have a lot of them. Right now, I think we have a lot. I think North Korea turned out to be good. I was very friendly with him. He liked me. I liked him. We got along very well. They thought that was a tremendous threat. Now, he is a nuclear power, but we got along. I think he'll be happy to see him coming back.
And
I think he has tremendous condo capability. He's got a lot of shoreline.
His relationship with Kim Jong-un is fucking weird. So this is January 6th. These are hostages.
Things relating to events that occurred on January 6th, 2021.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutation?
Full pardon. We have about 6 commutations in there where we're doing further research. Nice to see you again. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly.
This is just remarkably stupid.
Thank you, sir. The next item here is the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Treaty. Yes, sir.
Like they're doing this right after the California wildfires.
trillion by withdrawing from that treaty, explaining that we are withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty.
Trump is also going to sign an executive order soon to pause all leases on offshore wind farms while he claims to be pro-energy. Okay, so that sounds like this is like corporate corruption or something. Yeah. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Conspiration, but he actually has his own channel. If you want to discover, and so the actual bench press, regular bench press, he in fact gives it an A. I do believe that that's fair.
I gotta test your theory. All right, so you need a spot? Great.
No!
Let me get off.
No!
Let's go, bro.
It smells.
You got this.
No! Tell to spot you.
Spot? Great.
Immediately. His chest.
And then all the way down.
Oh my God.
Big chest, 2-second pause. And up.
Now, he talks about pausing for 2 seconds. You don't actually need to pause for 2 seconds.
Thank you, Greg.
But you should, in fact, pause. That reduces the chance of injury, but it doesn't have to be that long. If you were to pause for 1 second, maybe even a half a second, that's really all you need.
For hypertrophy training, for bodybuilding, for muscle growth, you want to think of it a little bit in reverse. But if you really open up, really go super deep, not only is it better for you.
And so what Mike Israetel is saying is that you should really open up so that he can go super deep.
Okay, this is just retarded. Oh, Frank Tufano. Nice big long video from Frank. This will be great.
What's up? How are you guys this week? Few big things going on compared to the few usual new products. You can go to puresourdough.com, read about what we should have ready for this weekend. So about a week from now, you guys will be able to buy some sourdough bread. And
okay, you are being very, very annoying. I'm gonna go put my bowl away because fucking Gummy keeps going after it. I'll be right back. All right.
And you guys saw in the shorts, we launched all 10 new Frankie's Naturals products this week. So that'll probably be the main focus. And since I haven't been doing as many vlogs lately, there's a lot of new products here and there, a lot of restocks I haven't showed you guys, so I will try my best. It's actually Sunday evening around 7 p.m. I haven't found a baker yet, so I'm losing my mind over here trying to do some of this myself. It's actually like a snowstorm outside, so I'm probably gonna have to yeah, you guys can't really see outside that well. I might have to plow I might plow the parking lot here before I go. Hopefully it's not too bad. The roads don't look too good. But I'll plow that real quick before I drive home in my truck. But before I show you guys anything, some of you might have seen the Better Business Bureau video on Saturday. We're still dealing with a lot of chargebacks, shadow banning, censorship. So if you guys want to help me out, I put links to all the review pages down in the description of this video. So all you got to do is just click the link, leave a review, nice and easy, that's it. There's 2 for the meat website. The first one, you might actually have to, it'll send you to a link and you have to click it and then click leave a review. All the other ones are direct review links. So if you guys could please do that to kind of counteract all these shills and people that are censoring, shadow banning me, leaving negative reviews, this is a little something you guys can do to help. So the bakery setup is kind of a mess. At least the oven's working. I gotta have all the electric rewired, I think, because the fuses are just blowing. I can't run like any 110 stuff up here, so I'm having kind of a mess trying to get things going. So I just got some bagel dough here. I'm gonna do the bagels maybe tomorrow, try to do some hamburger buns, and then over the weekend we'll do the sourdough as fresh as possible. You know, I'm trying to do this affordably by buying this equipment at auctions, but it's a nightmare trying to deal with stuff that isn't new. So let's go over to the naturals first. We'll show you guys.
No, Sneeko is not jacked. He's skinny and weak as shit.
The sourdough stuff more next week when I actually make it. I'm probably gonna do a video this week just talking a little more in depth about all of the new products that we have. 5 of them are completely brand new and 5 of them are more convenient versions of the previous ones with the same exact recipe. So we got shampoo and conditioner, least amount of ingredients on the market by far, unscented. We got a mouthwash up there that's really good. Maybe don't let your kids have it, they might swallow it. The hair pomade, toothpaste. Let me get closer for you guys. Mouthwash, we got the hair pomade, toothpaste, deodorant, beef butter whipped version, beef tallow bar soap. We got some sunscreen, and we got some shaving cream. So, you know, these.
Like, he's wondering why nobody buys any of his products, and, like, who would buy this?
3 are new. Shaving cream, sunscreen, beef tallow bar soap. The beef tallow is a whipped version of the previous one. The deodorant is now in the convenient tube. The toothpaste is no longer a tooth powder, it's more convenient paste. The hair pomade is water soluble, so it's easier to rinse out. We never had a mouthwash before. And we had a clay shampoo previously, but this is both shampoo and conditioner. I like using this for my hair, and then I like using the bar soap for my body. And then we have just a few other products that we haven't had our own versions made of yet. I kind of want to, but it's really expensive. Like, it costs, you know, $15,000, $20,000 to have your own products made, and I don't really sell that much of this stuff. If you guys really want it, maybe let me know and we could possibly do some pre-orders, but that's like dish soap, dishwasher gel, window cleaner, all-purpose cleaner, floss, lube, hand soap, and then just laundry detergent and bleach whitening for your laundry. So that stuff hasn't really moved too much, but all this stuff, guys, I'm really excited because it's super affordable. You know, a lot of other companies are charging double to triple what I'm charging here, but you know, you could use a lot of this stuff. Like, if you have a lot of hair, you
all those liberals, and intellectuals, and smooth talkers. And all of a sudden nobody can think of anything to say. Beneath me, this awful city. It screams like an abattoir full of retarded children. And the night reeks of fornication and bad consciences.
Well, my condolences. Thanks for the donation watching VG watch videos.
You might need to use the pomade. That shaving cream is going to last forever. It's really concentrated. But yeah, frankiesnaturals.com.
Booty come donate tillers, watch this. Oh, what the fuck? How in the fuck did that happen? Okay, that's weird. Thanks for the donation, Bootycom.
Check everything out, guys. As I said, I'll do a more in-depth video this week, and I'll do a few shorts on each of these products individually to go more in detail. Organ supplements, we just have so much stuff at this point. You know, we've got a lot of products, pretty much any supplement you would ever need. Some of the more recent additions are this. Someone's calling me. Who's calling me at 7 p.m. on a Sunday? That's a hang up. This is the more recent product. I'm using this more as like an animal feed, but it's actually a really good prepper food because this has enough vitamins and minerals for like 2, 3, 4 years in one bottle. So I guess not the best business model if people only have to buy that once every few years. But we got everything, guys. The multivitamin, multi-mineral, more convenient versions of that. Of course, we have all of the organ powders, full spectrum, male virility over there, thyroid support. Everything is in stock. The probiotic powder is now available. That's the other new recent product. Whey protein over here. Plenty of collagen peptides. There's the, oh, well, that's the adrenal. We got the male virility around here somewhere too. This is over here, so I'll show you guys. We got a lot of the organic raw macadamia nut butter now. Frankie's Free Range Foods. We're at a lemon light right now, and we're also running low on the liver detox smoothie. I'm gonna try to make more of these. It's kind of a pain. I'm not confident that a co-packing company is gonna be able to get the detox smoothie or the lemon light the correct formula, because there is variance in the powders, especially depending on the quality you buy. And if they're off even a little bit, it could completely ruin the product, make it inedible. But yeah, so that's Frankie's Naturals, organ supplements. I mean, you guys see I have the Wi-Fi shielding shirts on. I always usually wear 2 t-shirts, or two sleeveless shirts, and then I have my long sleeve shirt that I took off because it was too hot.
This guy is just insane. Just so fucking deranged.
But everything for the most part is in stock. I might get an EMF meter for you guys, but honestly, we don't really get too many orders on Wi-Fi shielding. I guess I haven't been promoting it enough, but I just don't really have the extra money to put into it. It's kind of dark in there. I'm not going to go in there today, but I forgot where the light switch is in here. You know, we just have like so many products. You know, this puffed rice has been sitting here. It's on the Foods website. This is nice to, you know, put some sugar in, have it for breakfast cereal, but these are very, very unique products. We're gonna, we gotta make more of the Rice Krispies.
Isn't this the same guy who says, like, all these processed foods are bad for you? And, like, most breakfast cereals are either puffed rice or puffed corn with sugar added? And then he's literally telling you to make the same fucking thing?
Crispy treat bars with these because no one is selling organic puffed rice that's plain. We even have some popcorn left. I gotta actually check if it's in stock, but we got plenty of it here. Frankie's Free Range Foods, we have pretty much all the regular stuff in stock from like the natural health food stores. And in regards to our products, we did just restock some pemmican. We were sold out for a little while. We got the blueberry pemmican and the plain pemmican. We restocked some meat granola. We should have all the best bars available. Berry, chocolate, and vanilla. We are running out of the collagen crisp bars. We got to make more of those. We also ran out of the collagen cookies, and then we have none of the granola bars either. But we do have some quinoa crisp, and we also have to make the Rice Krispie treats. So we're out of a few things on the Foods website, but we're going to try to make the rest of them this week. Just too much stuff, guys. Just too much stuff. We got a big ship.
Dodo, $22, did you see this? Do you think he did it on purpose?
And I just want to say thank you.
Anyway, let's look at one of these tech billionaire oligarchs speaking at the inauguration.
My heart goes out to you.
Did he just Heil?
Yeah, I saw it. I have no idea. Like, Musk, he's promoted anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. He's compared George Soros to Magneto. It wouldn't surprise me if he's ideologically, like consciously ideologically aligned with Nazism. So I have no idea. But yeah, I saw that. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Popping in now, so don't know if it's been discussed, but what are your thoughts on the Israeli-Hamas ceasefire and hostage deal?
Well, as far as military strategy goes, it's probably going to be a detriment to Israel. Probably. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal for their long-term goals militarily, though. And geopolitically, gum, no. No gum. No gum. And geopolitically, it makes a lot of sense. People being asking for a ceasefire. No gum, get the fuck out of there. Get out. People have been asking for a ceasefire for a long time. People have been accusing Israel of, being genociders and all this bullshit. So geopolitically, it's advantageous for sure. And they're getting hostages back, which is important. So very few downsides, pretty big upsides. Thanks for the donation, Vegan Linguist.
Shipment of glass-jarred artichokes in. These don't sell that quickly, but we were sold out for a while. We only had the artichoke spread. We also got like a bunch of the jams and stuff in stock. So if you guys are missing like the organic fig jam or apricot jams, we got that. This is that bandsaw fiasco that I put together new, and it's still not working. I'm gonna have a guy come over this week, try to get it. Fernando Poppy is still flashing his Rolex on Facebook. Apparently you guys texting him.
Yeah, there we go. Doxing somebody again, giving away his private phone number. Frank is such an idiot.
Photos of your nether regions didn't incentivize him to contact me. Thankfully, he did steal enough money from me, over $10,000, that it's going to be pretty easy to just file a Supreme Court case, and he's going to be completely screwed. Will I get my money back? I don't know.
You can't file a Supreme Court case.
But since the amount is over $10,000, I don't have to deal with small claims nonsense. I know how to file a case right in Bronx Supreme Court, serve him the papers, and hopefully get my money back eventually, but we'll see. It was...
I think small claims is usually under $5,000, but you can't just file a Supreme Court case. I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
The saw was $3,000, and I spent $4,000 trying to fix it. No, the saw was $5,000. Then he sold me a patty machine for $3,000 and a tilt skillet that wasn't working for $4,000. So the value of the equipment he sold me was over $10,000, and then the additional money that I spent trying to fix it was more. But I'll save the equipment nonsense for another day. This is the new chamber vacuum we got. Today I was actually just changing the heat seal tape under these, but
Persecute Frank Donatillers. Why isn't Frank being persecuted to the fullest extent of the law for his repeated doxing? Does he not live in a state where it's illegal? Well, I guess people haven't tried to file criminal charges or anything. I know for his one civil case against his old business partner, he doxed his address and his phone number, and I think he was found guilty of contempt of court for that, but again, they didn't criminally charge him. Thanks for the donation, though, Persecute Frank. Cump Flow Jizz donated $2. Let me see. There are two versions of the Nazi salute practiced in Nazi Germany. Neither were ever initiated by holding an open palm to one's chest, nor were either usually completed with a glossy lateral extension of the arm with the hand frankly non-parallel to the arm. First version of the Nazi salute, most commonly practiced, was the traditional stiff arm salute. As the name implies, the arm was raised forward, anterior, not lateral, at a 45-degree angle, while the hand position was maintained parallel to the arm. On rare occasions, Hitler and higher-ranked Nazis used a modified version of the Nazi salute in which the arm was bent to a 90-degree angle at the elbow, while holding an open palm with the proximal point of the palm facing the greeted and the distal palm facing the sky. Neither are what we saw tonight, nor any of the pictures of Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, or any of the other political people are gleefully pulling up with similar arm extension examples of Nazi salute. Neo-Nazis jumping to turn Elon Musk's gesture into a Nazi salute know all of this, by the way. They spent a good part of their lives knowing everything about Hitler, and they're relying on you not knowing any of this. Awkward gesture, sure. Bad optics, sure. An attempt to give a Nazi salute, no. That's simply not what this was. Like, if I was being charitable, he might have just done something weird and awkward because he's a fucking idiot. If I was being uncharitable, like, Elon Musk is stupid, and he might have thought he did a Nazi salute, but he did it wrong. Like, considering it's Elon Musk, you'd expect him to do everything wrong. So, who knows? It's a fascist salute, which comes from the Roman salute. It was a dog whistle, basically. I'm all for rehabilitating the Roman salute, but for now it's regarded as a fascist one. Roman salute was also never initiated by holding an open palm to one's own heart, left chest. The position of the palm upon completion was typically down. If most people seem to be interpreting it as a Nazi salute, then it would suggest that most people are unaware of the historical nuances. If that's true, then it seems plausible that Elon meant to, but lacked the education to do it correctly. I just thought he was trolling. Or, more plausibly, Elon just meant to do what he literally said he wanted to do right there in the speech. Some gesture about giving his heart to the audience, placed his palm. Like, I wouldn't be so charitable with Elon Musk. Either he just did something really stupid and awkward in public, or, again, he's an idiot and he wanted to do something that was kind of like a fascist symbol, but he doesn't know how. Thanks for the donation, though, Cump Flow Jizz.
Guys, I'm losing my mind. If you guys knew what I could be, no joke. I've had celebrities and influencers over the past few years, like, offer to whisk me away. I turned everything down to do this business because it's all I wanted to do my whole life was help people, and I felt like doing that with the health and nutrition stuff and then being able to give money away to people, I thought that was the way to do it. But with what I'm doing now and how my life is, and, you know, like a few days this week I was working like 15, 16 hours straight, going home, going to bed, back. I'm an idiot for not being on a beach in the Maldives right now. Let's just leave.
Look at his eye. Looks like he either has an infection or he might have got another, like, filler injection into his eye or something. There's something going on there.
Leave it at that, but I think we're too deep in the hole. That's why my favorite saying is, I don't know the saying, I gotta Google it. It's like, once you dig the hole too deep, you can't get out. That's where we're at now. A lot going on in the fridge to show you guys. This is actually a 3-door cooler I bought at an auction, so it's easier for us to fill the orders because we just put like some of the products in here, we wheel it out, plug it in, and then bring it back in here. Like a lot of the raw dairy products. This is the organic wiping hummus.
Do you know what town Frank lives in?
No, I just know he's in Pennsylvania. Thanks for the donation, Ali G.
Do James and Sam know Frank is back?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're the same person, and yes, he is aware that Frank is back. Thanks for the donation, Gay Spooge. Priest Riz donated $2. Let me see.
What I'm going to be sharing with you today is the holy, hot matrix. Hot is just attractiveness, hot and holy rhyme together. This is a blueprint for how you can assess future spouses and potential dangers and pitfalls. We're going to start on the holy axis, and we're going to start with 6. Why are we not starting with 5? Because the average woman in this society will absolutely destroy your soul. A 6. This is a gamble. This is a woman who was raised in the church or had some knowledge of the church previously, went away to college, and then came back to the church in her early to mid 20s and has, average looks. She is looking for a man. She has adopted some of the things of the church, like she comes to church wearing a skirt. She's not wearing a head covering. Does she necessarily have a prayer rule? Does she go to confession frequently? Not necessarily the case. She has adopted those things, but she doesn't own them yet. It's not part of her life and part of her inner life. It's like she's there with her body, but her soul hasn't yet ascended. Okay? This woman is a gamble because you don't know what's going to happen. You can marry her and she can level up to a 7 or 8 even. She can take her faith very seriously. Or you can marry her and she may end up reverting back to how she was before. And a worst case scenario too, you marry this girl and then she goes, I just made me an absolute nightmare to be. Because this woman is going to be easier, is held back. My wife. This is going to be an expensive relationship to have. Starts kind of.
Okay. Thanks for the donation, Priest Riz.
Are you still getting 2 pieces? Why not move from basement to upstairs? Also, are you living with someone secretly? Cause why are you still in basement? Do you ever go outside, Richard Burgess? Also, here you considered not being gay? Elon raised his arm, so what? You are gay.
Oh. There's not really anywhere upstairs to put my desk. Like, the room Jasmine was in, I'm just using as a guest room now, and the king-size bed I have in my bedroom just takes up a lot of space, so there's not really anywhere to put my desk. It'd be super, super cramped. And, I have an over-desk bed, and once I have, like, a better PC upstairs and shit, and, figure out some of the setup, I might start doing some streams just in bed, but I don't know why I need my thing, like my desk upstairs. Doesn't really make any sense. And yeah, I've considered not being gay. Thanks for the donation, huh?
TBHVG, Elon might not have intended for his gesture to be taken that way. Maybe he intended it in the same way someone lifts up their hand because their rugby team just won. The best we know is that he, like Trump, are both just pieces of shit in general. How does Frank stay in business? Are his parents loaded?
I know his parents are very wealthy. I have no idea if his parents are helping him with his business expenses or anything. But I have no idea. The way he talks about so many things, like he talks about losing a ton of money in chargebacks. He's complaining about Google reviews and crap. So he makes it sound as if he's desperate, but then he'll spend like 20 grand on stupid horse shit. So I have no idea. I don't know if he's doing badly in business or anything. Thanks for the donation, James. And yeah, Riley, there's no way of knowing what he really intended by that stupid gesture. Again, charitable interpretation is he's just an awkward idiot. Less charitable interpretation is he just did a bad Nazi salute. Tried to dog whistle. Thanks for the donation, Riley.
How can you possibly not fit a desk in a house with a guest room? Who are you kidding? You won't be getting any guests. Don't lie. There's something fishy going on here. Why would you willingly live in basement? Something you hiding? That's weird to have two pieces. Liar.
I don't live in the basement. I spend a fair bit of time upstairs. And yes, it's weird for a normal person to have two PCs. If you are a streamer and make money online and shit, it's not weird. Thanks for the donation, huh?
Guys, I might not make this again, so please buy it. But, you know, we got all goat cheddar stuff here. Oh, speaking of goat products, we should have goat milk back next week. I'm working hard on that. There's like some blueberry kefir. There's some cheddar cheese, American cheddar slices, all our raw dairy and stuff in here. We even got like chocolate yogurt, lemon yogurt, bunch of cheeses. This is the cottage cheese. This is all the fresh raw dairy that came this week. What are my guys making over here? Do I remember? Oh, this is actually a duck stock. This is a duck stock. We had some duck bones that we've never.
Dude, this looks fucking disgusting. How is this legal to sell? Like look at this. Like, it looks like, you know, rats live here.
What are my guys making over here? Do I remember?
And then he's making this gross fucking shit in a pot?
Oh, this is actually a duck stock.
Stop fucking lying, dude. You probably share a house with roommates and all Broadcast can afford is the unfinished basement. Show us around a house then. We'll probably see some Indian migrants in the living room. You're not a streamer making money. Lie.
No, I live alone. Thanks for the donation though, huh?
This is a duck stock. We had some duck bones that we've never made before, so guys, I'm probably gonna have to sell that duck fat for like $50 a jar because there's only gonna be like 5 jars, and it's the only pasture-raised corn and soy-free duck fat that exists online, so sorry about the pricing on that. I know the beef blood's over here. Oh no, well these are garlic dill pickles. We got the jardiniera. We got some lacto-fermented stuff, which is gonna go really well with the sourdough bread. There's also some blood lying around here somewhere. These are just some ingredients. This is way too much mortadella. So they had a really good price on it, and I decided to like buy a lot of it. This is an organic mortadella from Italy, made by Golfera. So we're actually going to sell these as the whole mortadella at a really discounted price, and then we'll also sell it sliced up for you guys. So if you guys really like the organic mortadella, I bought way too much of it, probably a bad idea. Over there's the white tomato sauce. I gotta do a day of eating to show you guys that more. And my favorite product, Frankie's steak sauce. I have this with basically every meal besides breakfast. I I put that on every protein I have. I mix it into hummus. It's so delicious. Makes everything taste better. A bunch of random stuff. This is Iberico ham. My guys just have to seal it up. We got the fresh local beef in this week. If you guys order some porterhouse or bone-in ribeyes.
How do you love someone and then stop loving that person? Like, could you understand the concept of loving your cat and then stop loving it?
I can understand that with a person, not really with an animal. But thanks for the donation, Speed Racer.
Or local ground beef. It is fresh in the fridge right now. That's some Iberico ham over there. We got some speck, prosciutto, just all the cured meat products. This is my little bread experiment. Doing a few loaves of sourdough. Oh, I can show you the finished one here. The oven makes the bread turn out really good. Really delicious flavor on the crust overall throughout the bread. I'm happy.
How does it feel to be a newly single, middle-aged, gay, black man, living in a world where President Trump is President of the United States of America?
I feel fine. You know, Trump's a retard, but life's pretty good for me. Thanks for the donation, gay retard.
All those dead animals.
Yep, if only Frank could fall into a meat grinder. Thanks for the donation, James.
How these loaves are turning out. It is a lot of work, though.
Dude, sourdough sucks. It's just gross bread. I don't know why he's so obsessed with sourdough.
And we're stocked up on eggs. You know, with all the salmonella recalls and egg stuff, we're kind of able to keep up with demand, but we're kind of getting close. This is some cod liver, so we should have the oil back soon. I must have missed it, or was it in the middle of the floor? No, that's the beef blood. So the chimichurri must be over here somewhere. No, that's the pickles we looked at. That's more beef blood. That might be the chimichurri. Okay, so I'm gonna actually take one of these home with me. We had a chimichurri that was okay. This new one is a lot better. As you guys could see, is a liquid. The other one absorbed so much of the liquid that it was kind of like a paste almost. But this new chimichurri is much, much better. So guys, please.
What the fuck is chimichurri?
Please try.
Chimichurri is an uncooked sauce used as an ingredient in cooking and as a table condiment for grilled meat, found originally in Argentina and used in Argentinian, Uruguayan, Paraguayan, and Brazilian cuisine. Parsley, garlic, chilies, oregano, salt, pepper, and oil.
Try this one, let me know how you like it, and we're always trying to make improvements and adjustments to all of our products using the highest quality organic ingredients, made in glass, really, really special stuff. You guys have no idea.
That doesn't even look like chimichurri. Like, when I googled it, it's like the vegetables are kind of bigger chunks. That just looks like a weird... It's like he put it through a food processor.
I think all 5 of my employees were peeling parsley leaves for like 2 hours one day just to make this chimichurri, so that's kind of why this stuff isn't online. Like, that's why if you try to find an organic chimichurri in a glass jar made with all like glass bottle mineral, no one's doing it because it's absolutely crazy and cost prohibitive. But I don't want to give people
Sounds like he's not even making it properly. He said with glass-bottled mineral water. It's usually made with wine and oil.
stuff that I wouldn't eat myself, you know, which can't be said for most other business owners. So let me take my phone out and film in the freezer with the phone so that this camera doesn't freeze up and we can actually keep using it after. I guess my guys left a random collagen broth out. I'll have to take that home for myself. Oh well. Even at this is almost room temperature. It's still
Oh, that is
gelatinous.
so gross.
This might be the most underrated product. Oh shit, I'm losing my mind.
What a fucking idiot.
Guys, I'm so fucking tired. And I'm gonna be here an extra 20 minutes cleaning this shit up. I'm exaggerating a little bit. That actually took me like 30 seconds because it was such high quality. If that was, you know, the Whole Foods bone broth that you're paying the same price for, it would have splattered everywhere because it's a complete liquid and not high quality and collagenous. So let's go in the freezer in our t-shirt, which I'm not gonna have fun doing. I actually put these whole wheat loaves in here as a test a few days ago, so we'll have to see how they end up in the freezer. All the Iberico pork is available for the most part, guys. We got some ground wild boar there, and we got some local Amish pork. Outside of that, for the most part, everything else is Iberico. There's the ground Iberico. I think all the hot dogs and all that type of stuff is in stock. Collagen, sausages. I think we got to make more beef bacon. We restocked all the ground beef and stuff this week. That's the 95.5 lean blend. There's some Best Burger blend.
Richard's thirst for BBC donated $2. Let me see. Yeah, somebody already sent me that. I literally just read that like 5 minutes ago. Thanks for the donation, dude.
And we have our ground chuck and our organ grind as well. Everything's available, including the pet food. There's the high fat grind. Just some organs here, which reminds me, oh well, before I get into that, we did restock a lot of seafood, guys. We got salmon, cod, halibut, shrimp, mahi-mahi, scallops. We got a lot of seafood available now. But that reminds me, we're still doing some lamb shank giveaways, and I'll touch on the other giveaways when we get out of the freezer. This is just all our different marrow bone selection.
Sounds like Frankie has good judgment.
No, he does not. Thanks for the donation, though, James.
You know, like we have pipe cut bones, we have canoe cut bones, and we have whole femur bones. There's the other seafood. Mahi-mahi, scallops, salmon, cod, shrimp. This cod's a little more affordable just because I got a better price on it. But our bread and butter, New York strips, ribeye steaks, most important. Let me go over there and see if there's something to show you guys before I freeze. Plenty of pastrami, pork bacon, we have plenty of those two. Oh, it's cold. The big dairy restocks this week are actually the strawberry and chocolate ice cream. We have a ton of those now. We ran out previously. These are all our soups and broths. A lot of chicken stock, a lot of chicken broth. We're kind of running out of the collagen broth every day. Over here is also some turkey. We got all the turkey parts, ground turkey. Corn and soy-free ground turkey, very special product. This is really special. I'm sure no one's selling this online. We got some ground duck, corn and soy-free, very, very special.
Richard is gay and also gay. Donate $2. It is a different tweet, you dummy. My bad. My apologies. Honestly, those who are saying Elon was intentionally dog whistling Nazi salute, that happened to have just the right amount of historical inaccuracy. For plausible deniability, are giving him way too much credit here. The dude is comically awkward and is completely lacking in self-awareness department. That's really all this is. Yeah, I mean, that's the most plausible explanation. Oh, he's still a fucking asshole, though. Thanks for the donation. Richard is gay and also gay.
Special product. All the duck is restocked. We did run out for a little bit. Those are duck breasts. All the ducks in stock. Same thing, all the chicken is restocked, and we also have corn and soy-free ground chicken. So our high-quality pasture-raised poultry selection is definitely unmatched, especially considering all the organs we sell. And over here is all the whole chickens, all the whole turkeys. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with these whole turkeys. We might just have to roast them and make something out of them. Holy shit, let me get out of here. So the free lamb shank promotion is still, I think, at like $135, $150, which is like an insane deal. You spend $150, you get 2.5 pounds of free lamb shank, which is like $30, $40 value anywhere else. And I think one of the giveaways is, you know, I'm just gonna check because I'm not 100% sure I remember. I think it's the macadamia nut butter, the